Geeks Gone Raw.
Yeah, but they don't have to look. The other two, they don't have to deal with this. They all got boys.
I have a boy too, and he's just like he wears gym shorts everywhere and has nothing to carry. Like he doesn't care. He's like, I need space for my bits. They need to breathe. We're at that stage.
Really, that's all that's important right there.
And I don't know. I don't have this problem.
Yeah, but like get him off boxers early.
He's on the boxer briefs. They got more support. He likes that.
That's good because you don't want him on no boxers because that's how you get all the kids. When they free like that,
just waving around.
It's two reasons. One, that gives you all the kids, and two, when he gets older, if he's on those boxers, like when your balls start drooping and like you sit down and they're between your legs when you get up.
Yeah, that's my husband explained this to me because I don't have this problem. It seems like you guys have a lot of liabilities. I don't have to deal with it.
We do.
My evil parts are on the inside. It's like way better. Something.
Yeah. Look, I'm old. Like in a few weeks, I'll be 41. 41.
All right. So my husband's 40. Yeah. He's like, you got to have the briefs, man. They got to stay.
Yeah,
I'm a boxer brief guy. I'm a boxer brief guy.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Athletic. They let you breathe, and they ain't too constricting. That's the whole.
He likes those too, and he likes the ones with longer leg.
Yep,
because it feels like it doesn't ride up as much. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true if you're active. If you're a lazy motherfucker like me, that's no problem.
You rock some tighty whities, you'll be good.
Yeah, no, I'm not wearing no tighty whities. Like,
all right, good.
I graduated from white draws a long time ago. I don't do white draws.
From somebody who does the laundry? That's smart. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that happen down there that you don't really want to show up. Like, that's evidence.
Black, maroon, navy blue.
Right,
don't
exactly.
Let's not get crazy.
Mm-hmm. Right. Keeping those shadowy shades. That's what you want to do. Why is it that every time Elaine is on here, we talk about inappropriate things?
Yeah, it just kind of happens.
It's me. I'm sorry. I'm willing to go with just about anything. I don't.
That's why. I don't know why they just keep putting me and you on here together, and they know that it's problematic.
They know it's funny. That's what it is. Because I'm going to mess with you.
Well, last time we were talking about masturbating in the cornflakes.
So I told every time Elaine is on, she's just like, all right.
I don't know what to say, dude.
You know what? Somebody did somebody made a post on Facebook about the whole cornflakes and masturbation thing. And I was like, yo, you just found this out?
You didn't listen to Scarcasm? Damn.
I mean, but it's Facebook. Like most of my people on Facebook are just like podcast.
Yeah, I got a lot of that too.
Yeah.
And then the podcast people are like, Scarcasm.
And then everybody's like, cornflakes still?
Yeah.
Really?
It's for real? Yeah, for real.
She wants her cereal back.
Y'all need a backup, man. I can run my OBS if necessary.
Yeah, you do that because my computer is ass cheeks, and I had somewhere else.
Yeah, I can drop the bass too. See,
I had somewhere else I needed to put my money, so I didn't. I never got the upgrades I needed. I uninstalled a bunch of stuff, so I got a little bit of space, but this is rough out here for your boy. I can't. That's why y'all keep talking about wanting to play games on PC. I'm like, PC?
Dude has one hard drive in that bitch.
How is it?
Oh man, we got to get you upgraded, Scott. Got to get you upgraded, man.
Yeah, I want to get a solid state, and then use this drive as like a the drive that I save a bunch of shit to.
Right.
That's
the hoarding drive.
Yeah, I got a solid state on my boot, and then like 2 or 3 games that I'm playing, I'll install on that because I don't have any patience.
Right.
No. If I go solid state, I'm getting at least a terabyte, more than likely 2. I'm gonna put the money in to get 2. So I ain't gonna worry about this shit. 2 on.
That's gonna be expensive though, man.
I saw
halfway to a new console at that point.
Look, let me tell you, I saw. Okay, so I don't know very much about PC stuff anymore. That's not my bag no more. But like, yo, they got hard drives out now that look like fucking RAM.
Yeah, they're putting that stuff on
NVMe.
Mm-hmm. Those look really fucking weird. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? That's my hard drive.
You can put so many of them in one computer.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
So much space for activities.
You could do a raid.
Yeah, just daisy chain them all.
You wouldn't even need to though. That's the thing.
No, you don't. Because they're solid state, they don't fail. Like that's the joy.
It's no need.
You have to light them on fire. Which, you know what? Look, sometimes I get bored, but like I don't like to make it a point with my electronics. So.
Right, exactly.
Well, if you have a Dell, you don't have to worry. It just lights itself on fire.
Yeah, that's also valid. I used to be a Dell small business sales rep, so
mine is an HP, but I know that Dell life very well. And I used back in the day, you could tell how old I am. I used to do customer care for Gateway. So that
I remember the cow boxes, dude. My first computer that I bought myself was like halfway through college was a Gateway, and I was like, I got a cow box. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna tell you, here's the worst thing about being customer care in those days, with people with computers. Most of the calls that I got was, I just got this thing. How do I put this together? Yeah. They made it color coded, asshole. Match up the fucking colors.
Blue and blue.
I love that.
Green and green. Yeah.
I didn't have to help anybody. I was like, just follow the colors. Even the mouse has its own color. It's fine.
Right.
You can do this. And now if someone came to me and said, look, I'm colorblind, I'd be like, all right, hold up.
Okay, I got you.
But if you're colorblind, that's why they're different shapes.
Yeah, it's true. They're also different shapes. And they also give you a diagram where the port was on the back.
Yeah.
So you had to be 3 layers of stupid to not get there. So I feel for you.
Yeah, and they put the thing on the back, like the plate.
Yeah.
Actually had like
information.
It's like mouse, keyboard, speakers. Like it actually says it, and they're just like, I don't know what to do.
It's scary. Parts are scary.
Yeah,
it was intimidating back in the day, man. But so I don't know if you recall this, Scar, when you worked at. So my wife's first PC was a Gateway, but mine, I think I got like the sub brand, but I got an E-Machines.
Yep.
My first computer. Yep. I got an E-Machines.
E-Machines was the cheap joints. Like it was like, can you afford this Gateway?
Right. Can't afford this Gateway, but I still got homework.
Come on in the room.
It was leftover parts. You're good.
Come on,
You'll be all right.
Come on in the room. Come on, get over here.
Just gotta adjust your Snuggie. Get ready for the show.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta get ready over this shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
I'm enjoying this. Every time you're on, I love teasing you. You take it so well.
And look, you could tell he cheap because the Falcons ain't even his team.
That's why it was $5.
That's why it was $5.
It was $5.
It was clearance item, dog.
Yeah, no one wanted it. They were like,
in fact, his team ain't even got a name no more.
They sure
that's true. They're just Washington football team.
Yeah, they're the football team.
How did you keep that? They should make it a kick man.
But here's the problem with the whole Washington football team thing. For most of us who decided that we weren't going to say Redskins anymore, we called them the Washington football team anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So why not just keep it though? Like why not? You can put any logo you want with that. It can be sick.
It's going to be. I am. They're probably going to search and do so many like what are those focus tested names and still come out with something offensive. It's still going to be something.
You see the onion thing? It was like Washington Redskins changed their name to DC Redskins.
I just expect them to do that thing they did with that one cruise liner where they're like, the fans should vote on it, and it was named Bodie McBoatface.
Yes.
I want football McFootball face.
Right.
Like, that's what I want.
I'm a fan of alliteration, so Washington Warriors sounds cool.
I like
to
that
me.
one a lot.
And if you want to keep the R, because a lot of the symbols was just an R, a lot of people were saying the Red Tails, which is it's not
you could
bad.
do the Royals if you wanted to, and still use the R. Like you could just don't pick something stupid.
Well, wasn't the Red Tails that it had something? There's some history there. I can't. Glovebox was talking about it. And
Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you swing this in a complete.
Right, exactly. That might be a good apologetic
if you wanted
move.
to go all in, make it about that. That would be way better.
Absolutely. And I don't think anybody would crack a joke about that.
They ain't gonna do that. Like, come on,
no, they're not going to do that. They're going to pick some stupid, like, middle of the road safe name because that's what know.
So just go Warriors. Like
I think
it's
so too.
Easy. It's easy. Or just go baseball and call yourself the Reds.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cincinnati gonna be angry, number one, and then number two, the Warriors could be taken the wrong way, especially if they use the same imagery. Like it could be taken the wrong way. Yeah, they better not. You would hope that they have learned their lesson.
The imagery is like over 50% of the problem.
I saw the funniest shit ever. Is someone posted, it's kind of like one of those like onion type posts where they said they changed it and it was like the same logo except for it was Trump and they changed it to the Washington Orange Skins.
I saw that too. It's a real good Photoshop. I recommend people.
It was like really good. Like someone put some work into that logo.
Somebody was waiting for this. They had this in their save folder and they were ready.
Well, even if they went Warriors and it was like, because I don't think the problem. The problem that is a problem, but like say like the Kansas City Chiefs isn't as problematic as the Redskins because it's not actually about a color of someone's skin.
Yeah, well, see, the Chiefs, the problem isn't the team name. The problem is what the fans dress like for games.
Yeah. It's the imagery. It's the associated imagery. There you go. I found the Washington Orange Skins, by the way. It is in the chat.
It's like the picture reinforces the awful stereotype. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that and expect people not to get upset. You know?
Right. I love the whole thing about like there was a thing. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. When the whole Chief Wahoo thing came up with the Cleveland Indians, and it was like, nah, we getting rid of Chief Wahoo. Like we can't even roll with that. And then they did a thing where they honored one of their past champions or whatever like that, and he's an old like known racist dude, and he showed up with all the Wahoo. he showed up with all the Wahoo. No. I mean, it's like, come on, man. Like, I mean, I know we can't really, like, we're supposed to respect our elders right now, but, like, come on, dog. Like, you're making us all look bad.
I think the elders might be the problem right now. Like, that's the problem. Like, it's the middle generation seems to be starting to figure it out, and the young people are pissed, which I love. I think it's great. So,
I think it's great, but, like, I'm on Facebook a lot.
Oh, me too. I've muted a lot of people. I'm tired.
Oh man! Every election cycle, people get muted. I love them, but they get muted.
You know, that's the reason why I started paying for YouTube Premium, because I watch a lot of YouTube.
Same.
And I paid for it. I started paying for YouTube Premium. They gave me 3 months for like $1 leading up to the election. And I just kept it because like no ads. Bruh, I'm about that life.
It's super good. And YouTube Music is good now. Now that it's not Google Play Music anymore.
It is good.
YouTube
it is good.
I dig it. I haven't really played around with it that much.
Yeah, I had one of my main things was any music that I had ripped or whatever or downloaded from other places. I actually uploaded it to Google Music, and that transition was pretty seamless.
They did a good job.
So your whole library came over then?
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to?
Nice. Yeah, I did that.
I had like local bands and stuff on there, you know what I mean?
I had a program downloaded to my old computer where it basically looked at my iTunes and just put all of my iTunes into Google Music.
Nice.
So like when people were complaining, it was just like, man, Google Music ain't got no Jay-Z. Mine do.
Right.
I had all that too. I was like, yeah, the
Beyonce went the title.
Called the good rap is in there. I got it.
There you
Beyonce
go.
went the title. Not here.
Yeah. And when they transitioned it was actually really easy. Like it popped up in the app and just let you press a button and it was like done. And it was great. And the new app is nicer. It's easier to shuffle playlists and find new music and stuff. So, but the ads, losing ads on YouTube is the best thing I did for online content ingestion because they're awful.
Yeah,
they're awful.
And the content creators don't even make money from that shit anyway.
Yeah, especially like the mid-roll ads that some content creators think they need to have in there. I'm like, I will unsubscribe if you keep putting that trash in the middle of a video. Your video is 9 minutes, bro.
Right.
Yeah. And I watch these shows. I watch these shows, that are mostly focused on black college marching bands. And they, most of the time they go to YouTube to get the clips and stuff like that to discuss. And like the amount of like ads that pop up, because like some of these are like a fifth quarter battle. A fifth quarter battle is just a band battle that happens after the game is over.
Mm-hmm. The important part that everybody came for was the game.
Yeah.
And then after that, and then the band battle is like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Get the scoreboard.
Yeah. You can go uninterrupted. But like, you have like some of those battles are really long. Like you can get some of them that are like an hour long. And like the amount of ads that pop up and they have to just be like, ad. And then you got to wait for a second for the 5 seconds to go away so they can skip it. And that's just a pain. So I'm so glad that I pay for YouTube Premium, but I realized I pay for way too many services. Mm-hmm. Like I pay for a lot of services because like there's some like that new show that's on HBO, and it's just like I have to think about, okay, do I really want to see this enough to add on another service?
Well, the cool thing about Amazon Prime is some of those you can add it with, so it's one bill rather than
Yes,
I don't like a bunch of shit coming out. And
it's like if there's like a ton of these $5 charges, I'm like, why? I actually went through at the beginning of the pandemic because I had some free freaking time on my hands, and I went through like my credit card bill and just like I lost Spotify because I'm like, well, I've got Google Play Music through this, so I'll just transition my music to that, and then I lost I kept Netflix and one other thing. I think HBO might have been it, and then I just lost everything else. So I'm like, if I want to watch one show on it, do I really want to pay $10 a month for this for ad infinitum? You know
what I do? Right. I go through Prime and I add in stars when power is on.
That's
and
right.
as soon as power is off, and I'll go through bless you. In between, I'll try to watch some of that other stars content.
Yep.
Not that it's like anything worth writing home about, but I got last year I got to watch Venom and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Salute, man. Is it my Snuggie? I take my Snuggie.
The Snuggie is making it's
yeah.
I did it with Prime and I added Cartoon Network for a month because before Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra came to I think they're on Netflix now. They weren't on anything except Cartoon Network, so I added it for a month so the kids and I could watch that. And they
they were on Prime for a while and then they disappeared. Can we talk about this? All right, first of all, it's Scarcasm. What's up, people? Chase is in the building, and our special guest for August this week is Blue and Elaine. Just like last year, this is our yearly hangout.
I love my yearly visit with you guys.
Yeah,
word up. Now, y'all heard about the new Avatar show that's coming out?
Yes. Did you hear the creators left?
The creators,
oh, no.
The creators was just kind of like, no, we can't fuck with y'all no more. Like y'all gonna Shyamalan this thing, and we are not.
Is this the live action one? Was this going to be like? See, don't mess with this thing.
The creators left. The creators of the show left. They are done.
So that means it's not going to be. It was already not going to be good, and now it's going to be real questionable. Like, here's the thing: those two are. Avatar and Korra are two of my favorite animated shows. Like, they're real good. They hold up.
They're very good.
They're great with kids. Like, they're nearly perfect. So don't mess with it. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it.
I agree. I agree.
Except for Cora got some issues.
It's not as
She
good.
do.
Yeah. But I liked her character for other reasons. Like, I think there was a representation thing with Cora, with her, with who she was like romantically involved with, that I think is kind of important.
But no, fuck that. No. It was like you go through the whole series and she's crushing on the dude.
I know.
At the very end of it, I'm gay.
I was mad about that because I was like, you probably could have done this a little earlier, but yes.
Right.
Yes.
And probably could have had more mature dialogue revolve around
like
that.
I said, Avatar is a better show. But
and we had no indication that they was going to go that way. It's like they did it just to do it.
Maybe. Weren't there comics that kind of branch some of this stuff? If I don't remember if they were after and retellings. I don't remember.
That's like people who keep up with Halo lore.
Do you know
what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like you get to like my second biggest problem with Halo 4 is like you have no idea who this guy is if you've never read the books.
Yes.
Right.
Well, yes.
The big bad. Well, first of all, third thing, the boss, I mean the big bad in there kind of does a Sandman.
Yeah.
From was it Spider-Man, was it 2 or 3?
3.
Yeah, where he just kind of there at the beginning and then disappears to the whole middle of the movie and then voila, he's there at the end. Bitch, where the fuck have you been?
Bad guy shit off screen, all right, man.
Right.
He had meetings.
And like before he got introed, he was like talking shit and everything. It was like, I didn't even get to talking shit. All I did in the middle of this fucking game while we waited on you to come back was go to this area and press a button. That's my number one problem with Halo 4. The whole Halo 4 story is I'm going to go over here and press this button. And then I'm going to go over there and press this button. And I'm going to go over here and press this button. And in the meantime, Cortana is cracking the fuck up. That's the whole story.
Not wrong.
That's valid.
The whole story.
But you're not wrong about Cora either. Like, yes, I still like it because it has that representation and that like turn for her figuring shit out, but they didn't do it quite as elegantly as would have been nice on a rewatch. Because I recently rewatched it with my kids, and when I first saw it, I was like, "That's rad." The second time around, I'm like, "It could have been better."
I'm going to say this, and only certain people are going to get this, but you can tell that the writers of Cora really like Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Because they have that very, like, this is supposed to be about female empowerment, but it's very problematic.
Yeah,
like,
because they couldn't quite get to the idea. Like, they couldn't quite get all the way to that idea. Yeah.
Right.
But it's there, and I think I, as a female, like, extrapolate when I want to fill those crevices in more than other people might.
Yeah, like kind of how we do when we play old games.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, I love this, so it's still good. It's not still good. It has not aged well, but you still like it. Nostalgia is a powerful thing, and so is like wanting something to be there that's not there, you know? So you fill those pieces in for yourself.
What is that? What in the Lord's name?
It's okay. It was just murder. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Shh, look the other way.
What? Chase decided that recording in the living room was the best thing for him to do. And there's always somebody watching something or something happening in the background.
You know what, Scott? You can just shut the fuck up.
I was going to compliment you on how you have prettier hair than me, and I'm actually kind of mad about it. Like, I'm glad I didn't wear mine down because yours is better conditioned than mine. And I'm
right. You know, it looks like you can hide a small farm in that thing, right?
Oh man, yeah. I was like, I'll have the shiniest hair. Nope.
Chase been out here watching TV, been getting on those Garnier Fructis commercials.
Whatever it is, it smells good. It's very pretty.
That's what I need. And then lying to himself like, yeah, I needed that for my beard. No, the fuck you didn't.
Right.
I feel like dudes do that a lot. I need this for my beard. Nah.
Yeah. It's Old Spice.
There you go.
Bro, let me tell you, there have been, speaking of beards, there have been dudes now, and I don't know who made this a thing, but it is very much a thing now, where they wear, special things around their beards to get waves in their beards now.
What?
Like it's like a stocking cap for your beard, and you can get waves in your beard, son.
You got a wave cap for your beard?
I kind of love that, like the 70s and 80s snake oil salesmen that were selling that shit to women back then are now just repurposing those things for guys. Like these dudes will fall for this with this. They got quarantine beards.
Yeah, of course. Especially look, you can sell a brother on anything wave related.
Fair enough.
If you promise him that this shit gonna get him 360s, he is about that life.
I love this.
Oh, for sure.
So good.
If you say this gonna get you 360s, dog.
Hey, be honest though. See, y'all don't watch YouTube. Y'all don't watch YouTube with the ads, so I see Dr. Squatch advertised on YouTube all the time. Please tell me
the Manscaper?
And the Manscaper 2.0. Like, man, I don't need you knowing what's going on in my garden. Keep your business over there.
I don't enjoy that the boxes are just like, they're right in your face, like treat your balls well or something like that. Right, what their tagline is, because I can't. There's some that some videos that I watch, they're inside of the videos, so they're not like, they're a part of the paid promotion type deal. So like I always find what is it called? The crop preserver is like ball lotion. I find that to be like the funniest shit ever. Like what the fuck? When the fuck did powder go out of style? Like put some powder down there. I looked at my husband with one of those played, and I looked at him and I went deadpan. What the hell is going on down there, dude? Like you need like 50. There's a lot of products that are happening right now. What is happening down there that I don't know?
This is what you need to understand. See, Johnson & Johnson messed it up for everybody because they just found out that Johnson & Johnson is problematic, right? It like causes cancer.
You don't want that
use of talcum powder. You don't want it down there around the boys. The boys is too precious for all that. So you got to keep some other type of product that's safe.
I don't use talcum. I use cornstarch.
But the talcum powder smells good. I mean,
yeah,
it does. But like, like every time, because they are putting them in video, like the person is talking about things now. And I'm just like, dude, what the hell is happening down there that you need like 15 different products?
And in video advertising, how much money is Raid Shadow Legends paying people?
Holy, get out of my head, because I was about like, hey man, we need to get on this Raid Shadow Legends life, man. Like for real.
I was thinking Geico has been all over the videos I watch. So you can tell I'm an old lady who watches like cooking shows on YouTube.
No. How many times and how many different types of VPNs do you need?
Oh my sweet
man.
Bruh.
Holy crap. And I don't need a tutorial in the beginning of your flan recipe for how to set up the VPN. What are you doing?
Like, do I really need to get this from somewhere else?
Oh boy. I'm just sitting here like, man, I thought I got around this.
Right?
Oh, the VPNs are getting out of hand.
It's the quarantine. They know you're pirating your movies now. You ain't got
they're just like, look, we know what you're looking at on the internet. You might want to hide that.
Listen, and I'm still over my data cap. They increased my data cap, and my family has been watching so much stuff. Like they rewatching stuff they done already seen. My oldest done already seen Legend of Korra, watching it again. Mm-hmm. My wife done already watched Monk. She watched it when it was live, watching it again. Got my oldest watching it again. I mean, I went on to Netflix because I got the cheap Netflix. We only get like 2 concurrent streams.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I'm just like,
I only have 2 as well. But my kids are not allowed Netflix yet. So they actually have to like interact and play video games.
I got my daughter on the kids Netflix at first, and then when she got old enough, she went in there and changed that bitch herself.
Oh yeah.
She was just like, no, I want to watch K-dramas.
They're smarter than we are, so it's like they probably know how to set up a VPN. My 10-year-old probably already knows.
Probably. I mean, if not, they just need to watch YouTube for 3 minutes.
I'm telling you, I got this flan recipe. It's right in the beginning.
Dad, have you heard of NordVPN?
Right. It was like 3 minutes. I was like, why is this video 18 minutes long? Flan's not that hard.
Right.
Like, I've made it. It's not that difficult.
That is a show title. Yeah.
Flan's not that hard.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, no, it's true though. It's true. It is true.
If flan is hard, you made it wrong.
Yeah, it's bad. If you can kill someone with that flan instead of slightly like gooifying them, you've done this wrong.
Exactly.
But then I'm like, oh no, it's because there's a VPN pitch in the beginning of my flan recipe, and now I'm mad. came here for wholesome content, not how to hide my discrepancies via VPN.
Right, exactly.
And I'm like, yo, I'm done trying to hide. Like, yo, if I'm gonna do this, let me just do it.
I've almost been married for 13 years. You're not wrong. Like, it's fine. Same. Like, whatever.
Hey, how funny is it that the older you get, the less effort goes into almost everything?
Yep.
Right? So you feel like
my hair's going gray.
I mean, it's just like you know, like real old people just have no filter.
Yeah,
and that's just where we're headed.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. Like, so it's just one of those things that getting old does to you.
The difference between old people right now and us getting old is we like grew up on gangster rap, so our no filter is going to be so much worse.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be running around here quoting.
We're gonna be the worst.
We're gonna be quoting the Chronic and all type of albums like Eminem's first album. We're gonna be quoting all type of stuff. They're gonna be like, really?
They're gonna be like, quoting no damn Eminem.
I don't know. I'm white as hell. What do you want me to say?
I mean, you will.
I might. You guys probably not. What do you want to own this? All right.
It's like it's like what those young white kids that really, really love Mac Miller, and it was just like.
Yeah.
For real. Like I couldn't name you one Mac Miller song, but there's people who and like young white dudes, they love Mac Miller, and like when he died, that hit them like Kurt Cobain hit the other little white kids.
That was my generation of like intense pain. Like all these flannel shirts that I have too much meaning now. You know, like
right.
Right? What am I gonna do with these Doc Martens?
All that stuff I never grew out of the 90s. What do you want me to say?
It's like, so what am I gonna do with these Doc Martens? Go ahead and get you some red laces and join up to the skinheads.
On the bottom.
Take your anguish and go skinhead. I hate myself for that one.
Oh, that was.
I hate myself for that one. I do. Because that's exactly what happened around here. I don't know, like around home. That's exactly what happened. And there was like a high school that really got like, and like who figured out that the uniform was like boots with red laces and flight jackets? Like who figured out that was
white
like
people do? Like let's make it very obvious.
Yeah, it's like,
we do that. I don't know why. Like we like.
And
like real sneaky guys, way to go! Like no one.
Like in the trench coats after the Matrix. Like
I remember the trench coat, and they always had fedora hats with the trench coat because I don't know. All right, I couldn't tell if they were like inside the trench coat was going to be weapons or magic cards. Like it could have gone either way.
Never knew. Yeah,
you never know. It could have went
straight away from it. That was probably.
I just was like, hey, you know what? I'll take a wide berth from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. You smell like an anime convention either way.
I can't.
Those dudes always smell like an anime convention either way.
Or like you know the basement, like the musty basement of a card shop or something. Totally, it's bad. I went to engineering school. That's all I'm going to say. Like,
bless your heart. I'm sorry.
It was rough.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised your nose still works today.
I have PTSD. That's what it is. Certain smells. I'm just like, I'm locking myself in my basement for 4 days.
So I was telling Scar a while back on Facetious. So in my building, there were a group of engineers, and 2 hallways smelled bad. Yeah. One of them. So I named them. I can't remember the name of the second one, but the first name of the hallway was Assville. Because it smelled like ass. Like that was the first name of it was hot and terrible. And then, and on the other one was Pittsburgh because it smelled like stanky armpits. It was ridiculous.
Why don't you just name it PAX, East and West?
Oh yeah,
that's the day, bro. All right, man, getting out of there that first hour. That's all I'm going to say. I went to my first PAX when I was very newly pregnant, and that first trimester is like everything that you smell so much harder, and you're sick to your stomach the whole time. And I was like, dude, I cannot be in here. Like I can't do this. I either smell terrible smells or too much Axe body spray, and they're both bad. I got
Scar and I had an idea though. We had an idea. So you know those misters that they have at amusement parks when you walk through them and they mist you with water? We were saying at every convention, mist them with some body spray. Just walk through and just get it done.
Yeah, let's put Febreze in it. That's the most non-toxic.
PAX East needed that so bad. I went twice, and I would first of all, I'll never go back to PAX East. Let's be honest, because I fucking hate Boston. But Yeah, PAX East needed those so bad. Like I said, the first PAX East, I walked past a dude who smelled like he has never heard of deodorant. Like never in the history of ever.
I was the second one though. I was there the second one.
Well, if all this unlocks, we know, like everything, after the whole coronavirus and all that.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, hey man, let's go up to PAX East, you wouldn't.
I hate Boston that much. I fucking despise Boston. I will never go back to PAX East.
But I've never been to a gaming convention, Scar.
I would go to South. I would go to South.
Oh, I actually would be interested in going to South, even though that's a haul.
I've been to South a couple of times, man. It's fun. It's really cool.
Boston,
you would pick Texas.
It's San Antonio.
You can drive.
Yeah, it's really good.
You can drive. We can't.
You'll pick Texas over Boston?
It's 6 hours for me. It's nothing. Like, it's an easy trip. So I would probably go back, but like I will go to the floor very early in the day. That is what I will say. First hour or two, get the hell out.
Well, so when you go through, so when we went through, I went there twice, and OFR we got a media pass both times, and so the media gets the first hour is just media. So yeah, you would love that. You'd be able to get in, see what you want to see, move around. Cool. Yeah, you'd like that. You'd like that.
Yeah, because when I went, like whatever was the hotness, like it took hours to just get to see the video, not just demo. Like it took hours to just see the video, and it's just like, this ain't worth it. Let me just go, let me go fart around in Nintendo or some shit I ain't gonna buy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I used to walk around the indie sections because I like seeing some of those games and just talking to some of those developers because their experience is very different and that stuff's fun. Like I played Flint Hook on the show floor and the dude walked me through it and that was rad. But I'm not standing in a damn line to see the next Destiny expansion in person. Like,
get up out of here with that.
I'm not gonna, but I did enjoy going to some of the panels, like for the smaller panels, like that are very focused. That was good stuff. That's worth it.
I did hear like people were actually standing in line to play games that's already out.
That's crazy.
Yes,
yeah, they do that. They totally, and it's nuts to me.
I really liked the couple of times I went to MagFest. It's much smaller of a thing. But the only problem with MagFest is it's right after the new year.
Oh, yeah.
Like right after the new year turns and then that weekend is MagFest. But like when you got kids, like you just spent all this money on Christmas. Like you got enough money to turn around and just go to a fucking gaming convention. Like fuck out of here. But I really enjoyed the time that I spent there. And it was like the cool thing about it is like you just had this really big area that's just full of games that you could just sit down and play. Which was really fucking dope.
Yeah, we have one in South Jersey called Too Many Games that's kind of like almost retro themed, and that one's really rad because it's small and it's just stuff maybe you hadn't gotten to play or heard of, and it's like everybody's real nice. That one's cool.
There is one in North Carolina.
Yeah, but you said South Jersey though.
What was that? Yeah, South Jersey. Sorry.
Yeah,
come here. Hey, look, Philadelphia. We could see Philly from where I am. It's fine.
But yeah, there is one in North Carolina called like Playthrough. I think I've never been, but it is in February as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the timing of some of this stuff is just kind of like the second year I went to PAX East, no one went because it was fucking Easter Sunday.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it's like I went, but like nobody else really went. I saw a couple people there, but not really like what it was the year before because like, come on, man, who wants to spend Easter Sunday with a whole bunch of sweaty nerds?
It's like the end.
Other than me,
yeah. It's the end of the quarter too. So for like my husband's like a financial guy, so there's no way I'm getting out of my house at the end of March. Like his ass is working like 60, 70, 80 hours a week at that point. Wow. So it's just like he's
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So it's like those are just rough times for me. So it's like, but I also don't want to go to a gaming convention anywhere that it's hot in June or July. Because that's just going to make it worse.
So the question is, how will conventions work post COVID? Like how is that gonna manifest itself? Is it gonna be all digital where everybody buys in on interactive platforms?
It's definitely gonna have to go all digital.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna have to sell passes.
Yep.
And that's, just stream it all. Like you just go to the stream of the thing that you really want to see right now, and just sell passes to that. That's kind of the only way that you can do it now.
I mean, half of them are dressed up like Deadpool anyway, so.
Right.
Or Spider-Man. That's the two that I've seen the most.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would buy a pass to see some of the panels, especially if it let me go back and watch replays of stuff that was at the same time, because I had a lot of that problem where it's like I have to pick between a few things. I would buy like just for panels. I don't care about your game trailers. Those will hit YouTube 10 seconds later anyway.
Yeah, right.
I don't care about your hype. It's fine.
Yeah, so
I already know what I'm going to buy, you know?
I think E3 is pretty much done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. There's no way that I can see it trying to, because it was it was getting so big they had to start cutting it down, right? Because they started inviting so many other people, so many outside people who weren't part of the industry, right? And then they opened it up, and it was so big. It's still not as big as Gamescom in Germany, but I just don't know. I just don't see how it's viable in the future.
I don't know about you guys. I want to know where you guys stand. I don't need it anymore. Like I kind of go into video games these days, kind of knowing what I'm going to be interested in, like at least on a cursory level, and binning it in advance. I don't really need the hype. I know that it's there for something, but I feel like old E3 doesn't make sense in 2020 at all in general.
I haven't truly felt hype about a video game since Mass Effect 2.
That was one that was really big for me.
Yeah. That was the last one that I felt, oh my God, I need to have this. And like, I'm taking the next day off work. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. That was the last one I really felt like that. There's other games that I was like, okay, this is coming out this day. This is going to be fun. But I haven't felt that like real, like sense of urgency since Mass Effect 2.
I was hyped for Persona 5.
I was excited about that, right? But like, I didn't take a day off of work for it, and I wouldn't have gone to a midnight release, you know? But the other thing is, I guess I'm one of those people when I'm excited about it now, I don't want to see so much stuff up front. I want to go in blind and like enjoy it. I'm
not one of those people. I know Blue is that. I know Blue is that type.
Yeah, you're like,
no, I'm avoid spoilers at all. You know, at all costs. Even though Blue, we need to talk about Lucifer. I finished that shit this weekend.
We do need to talk about Lucifer, but I need to finish. I need to get up. I ain't even started it yet. So,
man,
yeah, I ain't even started.
He's got to share this Netflix account with like 3 other people.
That's what I'm saying. I can't watch it till Cora get off there. I can't watch nothing.
Yeah, I fell asleep in one. Was it Friday night? I fell asleep and I woke up at like, I don't know, like 1 o'clock in the morning, and was like, well, I'm up now. And then I saw a video where someone was explaining the ending of Lucifer, and I was like, oh, Lucifer's out. So I watched like 3.5 episodes before I went to bed, and then I watched the rest the next day. It's only they're releasing it in half, so it's only 8 episodes, and they're going to release another 8. So it was an easy binge.
Okay. Yeah,
but worthy binge.
Yeah, it's a good show.
But I've also been playing some games. Like, do you want? All right, so we at this point we get to like if we're going to talk about things that we've watched or things that we've played. Do you want to talk about things that we've played?
I like video games. I mean, I'm always here to talk about that. I want to know what you're playing. Actually, now I'm curious.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So, I got in, well, first of all, I've been playing, I have EA access. So I had the demo for UFC 4. And I played a little bit more of that. That's a fun game, except for when you're on the ground, because that shit's fucking confusing.
It's complicated. Like I played 3 quite a good bit, and I do jujitsu, so I mentally understand it, but making that stuff map to how the controls are laid out is still clunky. It never feels good to me.
Oh, so you're flexible and you like to roll around on the ground. I'm pretty sure your husband loves that one.
It's such a simple joke, but it works every time. Except I'll beat the shit out of him if he's mean to me. So it's always a problematic juxtaposition.
Right.
But yeah, so I've been playing that, and that's been pretty cool. And they simplified it a little bit. Yeah, but it's still like once you get on the ground, you're just like, you're a turtle on a shell. Like, I don't know what to do here. So like, but other than that part, that's actually a fun game. And I'm doing my little 10-hour trial of that. And then I got in on the Madden trial.
I'm curious about Madden because they're talking about it having like an arcadey mode this year. And I'm curious how that is.
It's called The Yard.
Okay.
And it's basically kind of like, like how 2K has like the park and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is a 6-on-6 game, and it's very arcadey. Like you can, like, as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage, you can throw the ball back and forth as much as you want to, and like do tricks and all kinds of stuff. And I realized while playing the game, playing the story mode, because that's all I've done, I realized I'm not good enough to be in the yard.
Okay.
I'm actually really terrible at Madden, especially if I have to play defense.
Okay.
I'm really bad. Like,
yeah, me
like,
too.
like the story mode, you do not choose a difficulty. It's almost always at rookie level. And
Good.
I was getting washed when I was on defense. Like I was messing up everything. So I just did the thing that you normally do where like if you're playing Madden or like NCAA, and you're playing on defense, you can just put the controller down and it'll just do it for you.
It's better than if you play. Actually, same.
Yeah,
I'm awful. I want to love Madden because I do like football, and I used to love playing Madden, but it's gotten complex enough that I'm like, I don't actually know enough about football to be good at this video game.
Yeah, that's what the story mode is for, and I really liked it. I played a decent chunk of it last year, the face of the franchise, where you're the quarterback. This year, it's like it's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb because at one point, you can switch to another position where you can be a receiver or a running back. And then it's weird, like how they set the story up for this to happen is really kind of dumb.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it's spoiling this shit is like really going to be like, what do you fucking do? But let me tell you, this is the dumb shit that happens. I'm gonna spoil it. Fuck it.
This is out Friday. This Friday, right? Is that right?
It was out last Friday.
Oh, it was out last Friday? Okay. All right.
So here's what happens. You start off and you are just a walk-on to a high school team. And you pick a high school team, pick from a few mascots, blah, 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 whatever. And you're an absolute nobody. Then the coach gives you a football and says you're going to be the backup quarterback. Like, how do you get somebody who, and the guy actually says, I haven't played football since Pop Warner. And he was just like, yeah, you'll be the backup quarterback. And something happens with the quarterback and now you're the quarterback.
Yep. That sounds right. That's how that works, right?
And then some beef happens between you and dude. And the dude reveals something to you that you basically use against him to get basically he quits the team and now you're the quarterback. So when he comes back and he's just like, you know what? You got it. I'll just be a receiver. Just look out for me. So you go through the process of high school and he's a receiver now. You're still the quarterback. He's a receiver now. Everything's good. So then you go to the ceremony where you pick your college. And the two of you are sitting there together and they're like, okay, pick your college, and you pick your college first. And then it's like, all right, your turn. And then he goes and he pretends like he's going to pick something else, and he picks the same college and says, I'm coming back from my spot. And it's like,
wow,
you could have just went anywhere else.
Right.
That's not how that's video game ass nonsense.
Yeah. No,
right.
Right.
No, here's where the video game ass nonsense comes from. Okay. Whatever school you pick, the new coach is a defensive minded coach, and he really doesn't care about you and the dude that you went to high school with. So it jumps ahead to your junior year. And in your junior year, he says, my defense is great. I just need y'all not to fuck this up. So this is what I'm going to do. You are going to play the first half. You are going to play the second half as quarterback.
Really?
Yes.
So y'all splitting time now?
So you split time for the first season, and it jumps around. You don't play every game. It jumps around. So you split time until something else happens and you're the quarterback. You're like the quarterback, and then so like you win a championship, your boy is in the hospital, and then he asks you like, do you to come back? He asks you to come back, and you're like, all right, cool. So like on his welcome home party from the hospital, the coach gets there before he does, and the coach says, all right, I think I figured out what I'm going to do. he's going to start. And it's like, bitch, didn't I just win you a championship?
Wow.
I literally just won you a championship at quarterback. And then he's just like, okay, so you can go to the NFL or you can switch positions. And that's when you can choose whether you're going to be a receiver, where you get to be now the receiver or the running back for your last college season.
That's not how college football works.
Exactly.
Right? Like, there's a lot of money in college football.
There's too much money to make it.
Yeah, there's too much money to play games.
And
it's so not
especially
believable.
to be fucking with your quarterback like that.
That's exhausting.
So then when you get past that season, then you get to choose right before you do the combine whether you are going to stay the receiver or the running back, whichever one you chose, or go back to quarterback. And, he tries to tell you, like, you're going to be a late 3rd round pick and all of this other stuff if you choose that in your junior year. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter because you get picked in the 1st round by the fucking Bears no matter what. No matter what.
Bears.
But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with playing for the fucking Bears. If you chose to stay as a running back or a receiver, who's the fucking quarterback?
Yeah.
Trubisky. Who the fuck wants to play?
No.
Who the fuck? Mitch.
You should be the running back because it's the only time you're going to get the ball.
Pretty much.
Exactly. So
and
like,
assuming he don't pitch it to you.
Yeah, you probably throw it over your head.
And last year, that was a problem with the same mode. Most of the people who played through it ended up playing for the Raiders. No matter what, you always ended up playing for the Raiders. And I saw very few people get picked up by somebody else. You almost always get picked up by the Raiders. And this, I have seen no one that did not get picked up by the Bears. No one. It don't matter which position you're playing. You get picked up in the 1st round by the Bears.
I always want this game to be something that entices me, and every year I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'll Redbox it for that dumb story just to see it for myself. Right. I don't love football enough. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to play endless online games of Madden. So.
That's why for
Madden enough. You just don't.
You're right. You're right.
The EA Access part of it where you get the free 10 hours is really good for that. Yeah. Like, I can play this story, and if I'm done with it, I'm done with it. And then, so that happens. And then it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of dumb. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that to your quarterback? I just won you a championship. Now you're telling me, oh, you need to do something else. Bitch.
You know that's like that's not what they're selling this game to, right? So they get whoever wants to write a story for their first time. Maybe that's maybe cutting it a little short, but they definitely don't put the time and storyboarding into this thing that like a good first person story would give you, because they're like, whatever, people aren't even going to touch this mode. Right. Most people will do the thing they do with Call of Duty. Multiplayer online. Here we go. Yeah. It works the same as last year. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I love the campaign. I love the Call of Duty campaigns personally.
This newest one I liked a lot. I generally like them because they're like playing an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, right? And that's fun. Mm-hmm. But I would think probably their money people would say like 95% of people buy it to play it online. A ridiculous number.
I think it was like 8 when it said only 10% of people finished the campaign.
Yeah, so that sounds. Yeah, because people are like, cool, it's new maps plus old maps, new modes, let's go. Like, it's the same with Madden and maybe even NBA. If you think about it, like basketball, people just want to play online. And
most people I know to play in the park or the rec or something, one of those online modes, like they don't play very much in the way of, last year for 2K20, you basically played a career until you get your jump shot creator.
Right.
Once you get the jump shot creator, then you don't really need the career anymore.
Yeah, and I think sports games fall into that trap. Even UFC stuff can be like that. Like, those campaign modes are kind of there for people like me who want to like the sports game, but are either bad or aren't going to play it online because I don't have the time for 10-year-old boys yelling shit at me. I'm too old. Yeah. But it's like, we're the 10%, so it's, they don't care. They wrote that thing to give us something to do. Yeah, that's what it is.
If you want to call it that, then sure.
UFC has this really great mode that they added to the game. It's called Blitz.
I like this.
So they have a stipulation, and it changes every certain amount of hours or something like that. So like you have like women's bantamweight. for this amount of time. So you have to, so you go in and basically what you have is like 5 1-minute fights.
Ooh.
If you lose, you go all the way back down to the beginning and you have to go all the way to the last fight and win and be like the champion or whatever like that. But there's 1-minute fights. Get it in for 1 minute.
That's how I want to play these games.
Yes.
That's how I want to play Madden. I want to play like 1 to 2 minute quarters, and I want it to be fun and fast because I don't understand enough about the intricacies of the game of football to call plays. Just freaking give me their top 3 choices and let's play. I want to play.
That's the reason why for NCAA I graduated to just coaching.
Yeah, that's I can see that.
It became more like a strategy game,
as
opposed to like me having to figure out how to do. Well, I mean, I was really good at the game, so it got boring. So like coaching made it interesting for me because of, playing the same shit over and over again with the same glitches, blah, 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 whatever. So coaching changed that for me, because all I did was pick the plays and start the play. It was up to them to do it. And like my recruiting and all of that kind of stuff is what mattered. It made it much more of a strategy game. And I really dug that a lot more than actually just playing it the way that you're supposed to play it.
I think, because it's unsatisfying if you miss a button press or your stick isn't in exactly the right spot to catch the ball. You're like, I had that. He was open. I called the right play. I broke the defense. I did what I wanted to do. So I could see how that would be fun for me too. It's like, I broke you. I win. I want that satisfaction. I'm just too old and impatient to figure out how the complicated controls work.
Right.
Okay. Other games I've played. I only played a very, very small amount of Gears 5. Like I didn't play enough to really talk about it, but I did turn it on. So that's a thing. I went back and I started playing the Division 1 again. Ooh. And holy fuck am I terrible at the Division 1 now.
The game was hard. That game was quietly very difficult.
I had a character that I think my intention was to play the game with someone else. So I did just enough to get to the first area. Just to get to the post office. And so like I went on the first mission and I was just kind of like, oh, I remember all of this. And then like, I didn't remember how crushingly difficult that was. I could not get past the end of the first mission. What? I could not. And you know how much Division 2 I've played. All of my characters' time is measured in days. Like that's how much time I put into Division 2. I can't play the Division 1 to save my life. But really the reason why I wanted to go back to the Division 1 because I wanted to play the survival mode that I kind of ignored at the time. I thought it was just really I watched someone play it and was like, I never did that. I should do that. So I went back and I was like, okay, I got to get my legs up under me and figure this out. And I just kept getting whooped. And it was bad. It was real bad. Like I could not get past the end of the first level. And the worst part about it is like at the time I was like a level 5. Almost everybody in this mission is a level 4 and I kept getting rocked.
Man, that's a bad feeling, man. To know that you're better than this and you just keep going in and just keep getting cut like every time, man. Yeah, that's how Ace feels.
And then like because like the difference between the Division 2 and the Division 1 is like when you get your first unlock, right?
Yep.
You can unlock whatever you want. Yeah. So like if there's that thing that can help you like a turret or something like that, you can unlock that immediately in Division 2. In Division 1, you only have 3 options. You have the pulse, you have the shield, and you have the sticky bomb. That's it. That's
you don't have to stick. I thought you had the clusters with the BB-8.
You have to earn those.
Oh man!
And all of that stuff, all of those things, when they unlock, you have to earn them. So you have to put in time, grind out some points to go. And you have to do those first 3 missions to unlock the person to be over that department in order to use the points for you to be able to do
great change.
So like, I was just like, yo, what I wouldn't do, I was almost like pleading with my game. Like, who do I have to give a handy for a turret right now?
Right. You just need a turret.
I came back at just the right moment. There.
You know you did.
Like,
and he didn't talk about this until you got back.
He saves it for me. I knew it.
I waited. I stalled. But
the relationship we have. That's good.
I was just kind of like, yo, I can't get past this. What I wouldn't do for just a turret. But of course, you don't have access to it at the beginning. Right. So it's just kind of like, and the sticky bomb is terrible. Let's be honest. The sticky bomb is terrible.
Sticky bomb sucks.
So I played that and I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm done with this for now. I'm not even going to do the survival shit because I can't get past the beginning of this. How the hell am I supposed to do the survival?
Clearly you can't survive.
Yeah, because I don't want to just do the regular survival. I want to do the PvP survival. So in case I come across somebody else, like it's on site. Like I'm trying to do some on site.
Those people have been playing that game for a long ass time, man. They didn't buy the new one.
Right. and I'm pretty sure they can get through Mercy Hospital easy.
Yeah, they were right.
Yeah. I can't.
Speaking of old and we're bad at video games now, I don't know what happened here. Man.
Listen, I don't know what happened either. I still kick my kid's tail though in all the games.
Yeah. I don't know. My son's getting real good at video games.
Yeah, my daughter and I did not play very much together during the time that she was here this summer, but she was stuck in a part of Sleeping Dogs that she just could not get past. Mm-hmm. And she was and I've never played Sleeping Dogs.
It's a good game, man.
Never. Yeah, it is.
Never. I've never played Sleeping Dogs, and it was if you play Sleeping Dogs, it's the mission where you're going to the hospital for the uncle or something like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like when you walk into the room, there's some dudes with guns, and then there's one dude that's like got his back to you, and I was like, and I talked to her, I was like, is there a button where I can just easily disarm him? And she was like, I don't know. It's just like, well, if I fight him, everybody else is shooting, so I don't have time to fight him. I need to be able to disarm him. And then so I looked at the controls and I was like, oh, there's a grapple button. So like I walked and I was like, got it. So I walked in, grapple button, stripped him of the gun, started lighting people up. And she's looking at me like, what the fuck?
That's what you do.
Yeah.
We've been playing video games a long time, all right? You deal with the gun guy and shoot all the other guys. You know how this goes.
So it was just one of those, like, I understand the language of video games. So like, I understood, like, if this guy has his back to me, he has his back to me for a reason. Like, he's not supposed to see me sneak up on him so I can get his gun. And
but the YouTube tablet generation does not understand the language of video games sometimes.
No, they do.
Yeah, they learn to play games by touch. So like my kids also learned how to play games by touching on tablets. But my son has gotten very good at Fortnite, so he's figured some things out that
but it's weird about that. Like, I call it little cousin, but I guess it's little brother. But anyway, he's really good at Fortnite, or actually she's really good at Fortnite, and but then any other thing, it's like not very good. And then, but it's like at Fortnite, it's like just building crazy, and it's like so quick. But then, how can that not translate to other video games?
I think they're not. It's like almost like procedural, right? They're remembering the taps and exactly how to do it, and it's also very repetitive. Like when they're building, they're kind of doing this circular.
Yes,
because I've watched myself. I can't make I can't make my brain do this. But you give him almost any other video game, and he needs to spend more time learning it, and he'll get frustrated sooner than he'll break through.
My daughter has problems with games where you're not making your own fun.
Yeah.
She loves Minecraft, like stuff like that. But if you put her in a real video game like Sleeping Dogs, she's like, the fuck is this? I gave her, I downloaded one time The Sims because of, EA Access. They had The Sims. And she plays, all of The Sims has like most of the expansions, like that type of shit. But I put a controller in her hand. And she was like, what am I supposed to do with this?
My kids they play a lot of Minecraft, like a lot, but my daughter has gotten super in. She's gotten super into Breath of the Wild, which is like right on the border of being a regular video game and a build your own fun kind of game. Like you can do either, but she's definitely like invested the time to get good at it. She has more patience than my son. She's willing to do it until she figures it out. Whereas he just needs to be good at it right away or he's out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's a personality difference, but like, My son's like, nah, dude, I'm going back to Fortnite. I'm good at this.
That's how I in, like, Back to the Future when, like, he was like, oh, and they were like, you mean you have to use your hands? That's a baby game.
It's not linked to my mind.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of wild. Like, it's interesting to see them grow up because they're growing up with very different games than I grew up with, and the joy of games for them is different than it was for me at the same age.
My daughter's dramatic. Like, we had a conversation when she was trying to tell me about Minecraft, and I was just kind of like, okay. She was like, you hate Minecraft. And I was like, no, I don't like games where I have to make my own fun. I like games that are made for me to do. Yeah. And I just go do the game and I'm done. I like to be done.
I like to accomplish something. I tried to explain this to my kids. I was like, look, I want to sit down and this is a personality trait. Like, I'm a type A person. I want to get to the end of something and check the box. I need that satisfaction, or I'm like, what did I waste this 40 hours on? Because then it's very difficult as an adult to not at least have something to show for my time. And that's a me thing.
That's you being a gold engineer, right? A gold personality. You got to check it off. You got to check that box. My wife is a gold. She has to check that box.
I need to check the box. I need to feel like I accomplished something. And I like to break it too. Like, I'm definitely one of those people who's like, it's an open world game. I shall break you. The horse will be on the roof at any second.
Right.
It's terrible.
And I know in Witcher 3, you were like, dang it, Roach.
Oh, that was so good. I was like, Roach, get down from there. Talking to the horse. My husband comes in the basement. He's like, you're an adult. I'm like, yeah, I paid money for this experience.
Right.
That's how I know I'm a grown up.
I came this close. I came this close, like really, really, really close to jumping back on Andromeda. I got really close.
I finished it again. So good,
how many times have you finished it?
That's like 4 times because I finished it twice on console and 2 or 3 times on PC. So maybe 4 or 5.
I want to play it again. The actual jetpack shooty stuff in that game is rad.
Boy, so the combat is legit. That's what I'm trying to.
I wish it was written better. I really do.
Yes.
But, oh God, shooting people when I have a jetpack.
I don't really hate the story.
No, me neither.
I hate the fact that, like, you basically, you go 600 fucking years away from home.
Yes.
And you basically run into 2 races. 2
right.
Races.
That's what I did.
Like 2?
That's it? That's all that you guys have? Really? Yeah. I think that it has pacing problems. Like, I don't actually think it's that bad of a video game. I know that people will crucify me for this. Mass Effect 1 through 3 as a trilogy is an exceptional piece of video game.
Well, Andromeda was actually surprisingly well received when it was released to Steam.
Yeah, because it wasn't as broken as the console versions.
It was fixed, yes.
Console versions were pretty broke, and I want to replay it on PC because I fought with it so much.
Well, the thing that people talk about,
I didn't have that many problems.
You got real lucky because, man, it was a hot mess on PS4.
I've never played a Mass Effect game on PlayStation ever.
Yeah, it was just what I
tried on the first one. You tried the first one. Remember on PS4?
I tried
on PS3.
PS3.
On PS3, and it was a buggy.
Yeah, they didn't.
Like the texture pop in was so bad.
So that was happening on PS4 with Andromeda.
Yeah,
and it was very frustrating. And I want to replay it on Steam because I didn't hate it. And shooting shit in that game is so fun. Like, it's great.
Man.
Yeah, and a lot of well, first it's the Frostbite engine. But what the Frostbite engine excels in is like first person shooter. Like, think Battlefield, giant open map, you know what I mean? So when you get in those open areas, even on like the first planet, like, it's beautiful, but the one thing that Frostbite engine has never been designed for is being a character customization RPG.
It is bad. It is bad.
Every preset looked like a butt cheek. Every preset face looks like a butt cheek.
I'm going to tell you something. Both UFC and Madden are Frostbite.
Did they fix it? Is it better? Are the faces better?
No.
Because I'm interested because they definitely kind of, as Frostbite stuck around for longer.
I don't know why they wanted to make everything Frostbite, because the whole thing about Frostbite was basically things breaking. There's no breaking in Mass Effect.
You break some shit in fucking UFC.
They don't need that nose anymore. I think that the thing with it is, if I had to guess, is that like it looked to them like their version of the pre-built engine that they could just slam everything into, like their Unreal Engine, you know. And they they wanted that because they wanted to be able to shorten their development time. This is just me guessing, but I'm gonna guess they were like, oh, it's an engine that works.
Well, it was also so that's the primary part. Secondarily, because everyone had the same engine, not only would it reduce time, but it also reduced costs because they didn't have to reinvest and they didn't have to license it out, right?
And they could share resources across teams who specialize in the engine. Like from a developmental and like personnel point of view, it makes total sense. The problem is it wasn't built for that, and that's when it falls apart.
The worst part about it is like their biggest, most recent hit. Someone bucked the trend and put it on Source.
Yeah, and it's better.
Apex Legends is on Source.
I really think they threw that thing together in the same way that Epic did with Fortnite, not expecting it to explode like it did. Like they were like, we want one of these. This is the fastest way to get one of these.
Yes. Fortnite exploded because they stole something because that wasn't what
stole PUBG.
No, it was going to be that PvP, not even PvP. It was PvE mode. Save the world. And then they realized that the thing that they built in the meantime was what people wanted to play. And Apex was like, we need one of those. Those guys were like, we need one. Source is faster.
Yeah, these motherfuckers like PUBG. Let's put that in our game.
And Apex is great. I'm glad they didn't put it in Frostbite.
But did they do a battle royale in Battlefield? And that never took off.
Yeah, I don't think that's what people come to Battlefield for, right? Well, Battlefield kind of is a battle royale. It's just with big teams.
Surprisingly, I've seen a lot of people play the Call of Duty one.
It's good. It's fun.
I actually seen someone playing Call of Duty, and I think I talked about this last week, but I saw someone playing Call of Duty, and I didn't realize that Call of Duty, the new Modern Warfare, is crossplay.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny because if you're on a PC playing with a controller, it will match you with console players. It uses your input method to match you, is my understanding. Nice. It's supposed to be a blast. A lot of my friends like that one because they like the Call of Duty shooting the best.
And then it has that whole gulag mechanic to where if you die, you can fight your way back to life, basically. So
it's good.
What I thought was regular old Call of Duty multiplayer.
I'm bad at that, so I didn't want to.
Not even the battle royale stuff. They were doing this dude was live streaming Kill Confirmed, and someone was in the chat and was just like, "Yo, add me. I'm on Xbox," and the dude was playing on PlayStation, and he was like, "Add me. I'm on Xbox. It's this name," and he did it, and it worked. And I was like,
"Yeah." They put a little name. They put the icon right next to their name, don't they?
Yeah.
Which platform they're on.
I deeply wish that that was the thing that passed through to the next generation. I don't care what piece of hardware you play. I just want to play the video game. And if crossplay is the thing that, like, I would love that to be the thing.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
They need to put Discord on consoles, and that would, like...
Anything to let me link.
Any uniform.
Because that was one of the main things that people were like, well, how are they going to do this? How are you going to chat, like, in, like, a party? You can't put party chat on PlayStation and put PlayStation. Just put Discord on everything and just let them do it.
Discord is on Xbox. They don't really use it for nothing, right?
Well, I think they don't. It's not used for that. You just link it with your Xbox so people can see what you're playing on.
Yeah,
Xbox.
It'll prop what you're playing, and I'm just like, you don't need to know what I'm playing. But the crossplay stuff, like I'm playing Fall Guys. I'm sure because it was free on PlayStation Network for me because I'm a PS Plus. It's on Steam. I would love for that to just be crossplay. Just let everybody play together. Like, I just don't want to have to worry about who bought it where. I'm so tired of that game.
What is Fall Guys? Yeah. Well, the crossplay thing. Let me tell you, before we go back to Fall Guys, let me tell you, the people who made the Division, was it Massive? They put out a thing and said there's going to be a new requested feature coming soon, and everybody was like, "Oh, we finally getting crossplay, or we getting cross save like Destiny and all of this kind of stuff."
That would be great.
No, it's transmog.
No one wants that. It's a real toss up between crossplay and like let me carry my character between, because I put 350 hours into Monster Hunter on the PS4.
Wow,
it's a shitload of hours into Monster Hunter on the PS4. Monster Hunter World. I just want to boot that same character on PC where I can reduce the load times so that I don't need to make a sandwich every time I load a hunt. It's freaking ridiculous on PS4 at this point because of I could go and make the flan that I got the recipe for, and I'm still not ready. why I have flan recipes, because I bring up YouTube videos while I wait for the monsters to, I want that feature.
Is that what you've been playing? Is that what you've been?
I just reinstalled Monster Hunter World on my PC because I love that game, and I'm tired of waiting for my PS4 to burst into flames every time I load a message. I can't watch any more flan videos. I'm just gonna roll a new character. I'm done. So yes, I'm doing that.
My PlayStation sounds like a jet engine. I don't even use my PlayStation, but when my daughter was here, she likes playing Detroit Become Human and stuff like that. Like, she really likes that, and she actually got into Persona, which I don't understand because I fucking hate JRPGs. But when she was trying to play Detroit Become Human, I was like, what is that sound?
It's your PlayStation.
It's the PlayStation. It sounds like a jet engine.
So I booted up my PlayStation to download Fall Guys the other night, and then my kids came down and wanted to watch a movie in the basement because that's where the big TV is. And they're like, why is it so loud down here? I'm like, shh, the PlayStation is having a moment. It needs some air. It needs a flan recipe. I don't know what it needs, but it's upset. It's deeply upset. So I played a little bit of Fall Guys. I've discovered about myself that I like battle royales when they're not shooty games. So like, I love Tetris 99, and I've got like, I don't even know, 2,000 matches of that stupid game at this point. Okay. And I like Fall Guys because it's like mini games that aren't about shooting people in the face. Sometimes you need a break. You know? Mm-hmm. You just want some Tetraminos or some Fall Guy hugs.
Yeah.
So so that's kind of the appeal, I think, of that thing for me. And then I played a lot of Tetris 99 while the PlayStation was having its conniption fit downloading.
I watched you on your stream. I guess it was last year sometime. You are
that was Tetris Effect. Yeah,
you're ridiculously skilled at that game.
So I got real good at Tetris 99. Like my husband comes down and he's watching me play Tetris, and he's like, I'm holding a conversation. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, oh, I'm not thinking about it anymore. I'm just playing Tetris. Like it short circuits the part of my brain that requires thinking. I'm just
that actually happened with my daughter when I was playing Sleeping Dogs, because I was laying on the bed beside her. She was sitting up and like really concentrating. I was laying there like, okay, I need to do this, do that, do this. She was like, how do you do that? I was like, I used to like lay back in my chair with my controller behind me with like my hands like playing video games. So like I'm like my cousins like.
He's like the Jimi Hendrix of video games.
My brother used to laugh at me. Used to laugh at me because I would be on the phone playing NBA Live with one hand.
That's ridiculous.
Because all I did was just not use the turbo, and I just did everything else. Like everything else was mostly just face buttons. So like if I put the controller down and
you could like split your hands.
Claw it. I could claw it and just be on the phone while clawing that.
Girls will give themselves a neck problem by putting the phone like tilted head between the. You can't do that on cell phones because I hang up on people all the time, though. My 90s skills do not translate to cell phones.
I hit the button all the time. And
me too. Me too.
And I'll be talking to someone and I have it under here and they're like, hello? And I'm like,
mine for some reason wants to go into maps every time.
You need to go. You gotta go right now. Your phone is upset, man. Mine opens the camera to front facing half the time. No one wants to see that nonsense. Just keep it on the phone call.
Yeah, for some reason, every time my assistant searches, it's like waiting on me. Like
I don't need to see me. Yeah, I'm on enough Zoom calls. I see my own damn face all day these days. So the Tetris thing has become the I don't know what else to play. Mm-hmm. I only have 20 minutes. I'm gonna play this Tetris for a little while. And like my husband's like, how many games have you won? And I'm like, I guess I could check the stats. I played like 1,700 matches and I've won like 73. So I was like, well, I'm just going to win 100. He's like, then you're going to retire. I'm like, never. No. Why would I stop? I can stop anytime I want. Okay. So there's been a lot of cursing at Tetris. And then I've done the thing over the quarantine period where I was like, I don't really feel in the mood to play any of this new stuff that's been coming out. So I went back through the Dead Space trilogy because when Dead Space came out, I was a baby and I was afraid and it was scurry. I didn't wanna.
I would only play the first game. I played the first game and that's the only one I played. I would play that during the day with blinds open. Like I'm not it's not even like I was afraid, but like the jump scares just kind of.
look,
I'm strong.
So I'm going to say this. If you like horror games, you will like the Dead Space games. But if you have like maybe a sensitive heart, like I have screeched Jesus F video game at this thing more than a few times. The controller went up in the air one day. Just like, whoop, just full on YouTube girl reaction. Just scared the holy hell out of me. But I couldn't, they're still good. Like in 2020, they hold up. And I'm impressed with how satisfying shooting the limbs off of alien things is. So
speaking of that, I was playing. I emulated the PS2 Silent Hill 2, and I was playing.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, my son was there. He was like, I was like, "What do you think of this?" He was like, "It's kind of scary, but like, it's not really scary. What's going on?" Because I know because like. Akira Yamako, I think his name is, his sound design and all that stuff is amazing. And he was like, well, it's not really scary what's going on. It's just the sounds are scary. And I was like, hell yeah, it is. It was like, you noticed too.
That's why it's good. So my son is 10 and he's like, I can handle it. I want to watch you play it. I'm like, all right, then we're turning off the lights and you're going to have the freaking experience. Okay, kid. And he was like, staring at the screen and just like gripping the couch. And I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, all right. But they do the thing in the Dead Space games where they build all this tension and then they don't cash in on it. And then they make you feel safe and then bam, and you're like losing your ever-loving mind.
There's always the delay, and then it hits you.
That child jumped so high, I thought he levitated off my couch in one of those jump scares. And I looked over and I'm like, you good? He's like, I'm my heart, Mom. He's like, my baby heart, Mom. And I'm like, I warned you. You were warned. And then he laughed at me when one of them got me. So
I guess it's better. It's better to say that than like this fucking shit here.
I was kind of expecting my 10-year-old to scream a curse word because he wouldn't be able to stop himself, but he didn't. But he did say, "My baby heart, Mom. Your heart's healthier than mine. This could kill me. I could die."
I hated the first one because it's just like there's this joke, right, where this guy talks about Glenn Big Dog Robinson. I'm pretty sure most people, like Blue is probably the only person who knows Glenn Big Dog Robinson. He was like the first basketball player to get $100 million contract. And this guy makes this joke about how, if I own that team or I was the coach, Robinson has to do everything. Like, like we're going to go here. Robinson, you drive the bus. Like we're going to, like everything. And that's exactly how I felt the whole Dead Space. Like it was like, hey, we need to do this thing.
Yeah.
You go do it.
Like the whole trilogy is like that. And by the end, Isaac is just exhausted. Like he's just like, you've got to be just the basement? Are you sure? Do I have to? Come on, man. Like I just felt for him at that point.
By the end of the second one, he's hallucinating, right?
The second one, he starts hallucinating through the whole second one. I think the second one's probably my favorite because of the way they deal with that. But by the third one, he's like in this snow planet and they're like, oh, there's more snowsuits, but they're in the basement and they locked the door. So something's down there, and his voice line is something like, "Of course," just the poor.
Well, the third one, it's less of a horror game, isn't it?
But they said it's, but the third one is the one where if you're playing co-op, one of y'all is seeing something completely different.
Yeah, the second player gets essentially starts hallucinating and stuff. Like apparently It's more actiony. It's more like an Aliens instead of Alien, but it's still got those elements of just like, oh, cool. We're going to do the creepy basement now.
Yeah. It's like every time they ask him to do something and like he has the mask and stuff on, like you can't see his face, but you can imagine every time they ask him to do something inside of that mask, he's going.
He's every exasperated mother when their kids are standing in the room with dad and they're like, Mom, where are my shoes? 4 rooms over. Like, are you kidding me? You're right there. The man's right. That's Isaac. The whole game. I'm just like, I identify with this character. I feel his exasperation in my very soul. So I'm going to probably finish up that third game this week. But it's great and it's been fun.
I'm going to tell you a problem that I had with the first game, but because we got to keep moving. But the problem that I had with the first game, I didn't realize until halfway through the game that those little Xbox looking things, it looks like the original
the boxes,
Xbox.
They got stuff in them.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they had stuff in them. Like the whole first half of the game, I had no idea that there was stuff in there.
Look, 90% of the satisfaction of every Dead Space game is stomping the shit out of everything. Just, that looks like I gotta stomp it. I love
It's not even like a little kick. It's just like boom,
and he screeches every time, and I'm like, he's me. If I was in a horror game, I would just be like, I want to make sure it's dead.
The first time you walk past something that's dead on the floor, and then you walk past it, and then you hear something, and you turn around, and the motherfucker's like, "Rah!"
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm gonna stomp on everybody's face. So there was no corpse unstomped, and my son is like, "You're a monster." I'm like, "No.
They are
self-preservation. That's a monster."
Stopping the monsters.
So that's most of what I've been playing.
For sure.
Blue.
So I've been playing, as y'all been seeing, I've been on The Witcher again, The Witcher 3. I've been going back to it, running back through it again. It's so excellent. Yes. I love it. And then I've been trying to catch up because I never finished Doom 2016. So I've been playing that on PC, and man, that loads up and it's nice.
The game is good.
That game is fluid. My goodness. You can play that thing on a
It has my favorite musical cue maybe of all time in a video game. It's it's the shotgun pump along with the freaking metal music at the very beginning. And I'm just like, this is the best video game ever.
Yeah, it's great. It's really cool. My son walked by, I was like, I didn't know you played games like that. What do you mean, shooting somebody in the face, son? You need to go look in my library. I got so many games to shoot people in the face in there. It's ridiculous. And
he's like, I thought you're a church going man. It's like, dude, I'm literally kicking the hell out of hell.
Yeah, this is God's work right here. Okay, I'm murdering demons.
It is the Lord's work. And then I played some of the Division 2 as well. I've been playing some more of that, just trying to catch up, doing some of those manhunts and stuff, man. And that's a really, really good game. And like Chase, last weekend I played the Avengers beta on PC.
I did not play it because I didn't find someone to play it with, and I wanted to play it co-op.
Well, you can't play it co-op until you play it single player anyway.
Oh, you can't?
No, it's a section in there where you have to play single player anyway to start. So I played that, and let me tell you, man, that game got some issues, like as far as like bugs and stuff. So it to begin, it says it supports PC controllers, but it didn't. I had like 4 different controllers that I tried, didn't support it. Number one. Number two,
that game is very much Destiny, Division, Borderlands type of loot-driven game, and all of those were shit when they first came out.
But this one, here's the thing: the single player portion of it, the story portion of it, the voice acting of it, the actual animation, the presentation looked all good. But then they had some issues, like the game would crash on me or do some black screens, or I was just like, man, what is going on? Like, so it's like it kept getting in its own way every single time, and I was like, man, it's not bad. It really is like a current gen version, not a next gen, a current gen version of what Ultimate Alliance would have been.
Oh, those are words I do like to hear, though.
Yes,
so, like,
right?
Boy, there was a lot of that in college. Like, that's out soon, though. Correct? Like, that's in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Is it asymmetrical?
It's like third person camera behind the shoulder,
it is.
right?
It's third person, and you can co-op that thing. But I don't know if it's asymmetrical, where as in like you could play as a villain or whatever. No, I don't know.
No, not that. I meant asymmetrical, like not asymmetrical, isometrical, like Diablo.
No. It's straight down. It's like in Uncharted, more or less.
It's third person.
Yeah. So you would like that. It's pretty nice. And like the supers and stuff. The thing is, we were talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. You know, when you have your power buttons on the bumpers, and then you had to press them both together to get a third one. Well, then the third one is pressing them both together. That is a dumb setup. I don't know who thought that was a smart setup. It's stupid.
I don't like that. And I don't like clicking sticks in 2020 to do things.
Right.
I just messed it up all the time.
Just do me a favor, game developers. In the options menu, let me toggle it to any time I press a direction I want to run that direction. Let me just
lock
do that.
Run on, please.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Whatchamacallit actually does that. The Division actually does that. There's a setting where you can tell it like, okay, if I'm in the open world and I'm just pressing a direction, how about they just run?
I just want to haul ass. There's no reason I'm not running. People are always shooting at me. I would not want to be running.
Yeah, Hulk, you always gonna run. Come on.
Yes. You're a superhero. You always want to run.
Exactly.
Yeah, like just the Hulk walking up to someone just doesn't seem right at all.
It's too much of a comedy bit for me. Like that's too much of like a bad comedy beat in a movie that I just want to run through.
You want to know what makes it more of a comedy bit? One of the alternate costumes for the Hulk is like the suit 20s gangster.
Yeah.
With like spats and shit.
With a top hat.
I'm actually here for this though. I actually kind of love that. I love superheroes in stupid costumes. Yeah. I love it. I don't know what it is. I love it so much.
So Thor's alternate costume is like his was it Donald Blake? Oh, yeah. He's just a guy in a t-shirt and some jeans, and like he's Thor, but he just has a fucking t-shirt and jeans. Like,
you already know who I am. Look at this. I just got out of bed.
Got out of bed, whipping his hair.
Yeah, he's got very also Pantene approved hair.
Right. Palomalu get along. But yeah. So that's all I've been playing really, and I am sitting down waiting on Cyberpunk 2077 to release. Like, that's it. It's been pre-ordered for a couple of months now. I'm just waiting on that to drop.
That's supposed to come out right before my birthday. No, it's not. I told you it's vaporware. That game is vaporware for real.
It'll come out. It's going to be just like The Witcher, where they keep pushing it back forever. It's going
to drop.
I honestly think it probably would have made it if COVID hadn't happened. My guess.
My hope right now is like it's not a game that I particularly care about, but I'll probably end up playing it. I just hope it lives up to the hype. Because like
I don't think it will live up to the hype because the hype's so big, but I think it will be like a very, very, very good game.
Yeah. It's difficult for me because I love CD Projekt Red's games, but I don't love the cyberpunk setting. I'm probably in an aggressive minority. I'm just like way more interested in their high fantasy than I would be.
I am the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's fair. And I think most people are probably the opposite. They're like, The Witcher was too much high fantasy. I want gritty.
I can't get into The Witcher because of the fantasy part.
Yeah.
Well, I would consider The Witcher to be a little bit lower fantasy because it is very, it's like
succubi and it's like low end vampires and doppelgangers.
Where they have their own science to where it's like it's not just like, oh, it's magic because whatever. It kind of explains it.
That's fair. There's also a lot of like political and socioeconomic stuff though built into that world, and that complexity kind of pushes it over for me because most of that high fantasy stuff comes with all that.
Yeah, and I killed the fuck out of Radovid.
Fuck that guy.
Did you?
Yeah.
I love The Witcher. I think that's the thing for me that I'm just like, I don't want to get too excited about Cyberpunk because I love The Witcher 3 so much that I'm just like, this is stacked against a difficult deck of cards.
It really is. I mean, it's a new IP for us, right? For the game.
The cards
it's a new IP for CD Projekt Red. So
they're Gwent cards, right?
Yeah, it's Gwent. God, Gwent and horse racing are two things I just. You know what game I'm actually more excited about in the fall, and I know we have to move on. It's the stupid Assassin's Creed Viking game. I want to be a war lady Viking real bad. Yeah, because I liked Odyssey so much.
Odyssey was delicious. It was a delicious game.
I want to be a war lady Viking real bad.
Calling another game delicious.
Yo, what up, baby?
This conversation is over. That was my mom, like, we're turning this car around, like the white people thing that we did when we were kids. That was what that face was. This podcast getting turned around. We're going back home.
Right.
We're going to do that.
No, but I loved Odyssey too. I loved it too.
I loved it. I like their female characters. I've been watching Vikings. That's part of what this is. I just want more Viking stuff. Give me an axe and let me cut people in half. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds fine. But yeah, so no, that's all I've been playing, man. But no, I think that if for Marvel Avengers, I think that if you go in with low expectations, and I think that if you just give it a shot to let it tell its story, I mean,
how else would you make an Avengers game than be a co-op experience? Or else it would just be. It would be like the Ghostbusters from 2009 is a great game, but like I've always felt this would feel amazing as a co-op game.
Yeah,
but
the only other option would be give us a chapter of each character's perspective on the same story moment. But I think I'm kind of over the repetitiveness of that. So yeah, you think you got to give people
Last of Us Part 2, huh? Sorry,
I haven't played that. Okay, but you got to give. I was not ready for depression during a pandemic. You know, I was like, this is a little too real. But I
think gamers ruined that game for me.
I muted a lot of words on Twitter. I feel better.
I have not. Well, I was not able to finish the first game.
Okay, that's
well.
fair.
A lot of people were like, the second game was like, had an agenda or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the 2020
people do that. You know, like how you know those Knox type people that would be like, I see the agenda here.
I mean, every video game has an agenda, right? Media has an agenda, but
everybody has a perspective.
But I think that from the Avengers point of view, the only way to give you that is give us a co-op game where we can break everything as these characters and get your squad together and play it. But it has to be fun for that to work.
Yes.
And I don't know very much about Miss Marvel, but like
she's a cool character.
All of a sudden she became Mr. Fantastic. Well, she's always Mr. Fantastic.
She's a really cool character. I like the comics about Miss Marvel a lot. She's worth checking out. She's rad.
I read all the old ones. I didn't read the new ones.
The new stuff is good.
I've heard she's more complex than Carol for sure. But
I feel like that's a sign of like them getting the right people to write female characters.
Yeah,
maybe. Because old comic female characters were definitely not particularly well written.
So. Definitely. What do they call them?
And they were very much not particularly well drawn.
No, they were just. It was like there was, speaking of agendas. You know, the way that women were depicted in early comics is a whole other conversation. But I think that
or you would
they've
say
gotten better
genders.
writers.
No, but
she's gonna make some flan now.
I'm gonna go make the flan. I'm gonna take my female self and make the flan. Anyway,
but just make sure your back is turned to the camera with a little arch in your back.
I got to twist the right way. I don't know. I need a tutorial on that. I got to go to the YouTube for the tutorial on how to do.
Learn about more VPNs.
I hate this so much.
Chase, what you got for me, dog?
Destiny 2. Been playing a lot of that, but it's kind of slowing down for me. You know, I actually. What's weird is with you have a seasonal bonus for power, so which is new. It's something that happened like last year or whatever. But it's basically like during the season you'll have a power bonus. So it'll be like +5 or whatever on your gear stat. Mine's at +10, so I'm at 1060, which is the actual cap, but which means I'm actually at the soft cap of 1050. And when you get to 1050, the only thing that gets you over that is pinnacle gear. But I was looking at people and they were like 1075, 1079. But when I was like, I wonder how much of that, and they had like +30 and stuff. They were only like 1040, 1039. All their shit was like bonus power. I was like, you know, dogs, that's going to go away at the end of the season. You guys need to be grinding that fucking loot. But I don't know. They're just grinding bounties and just getting over that. But I don't know. I thought that was weird. So I'm pretty much in the major end game, and I didn't think I would be at the little shit that. I mean, it's not like I didn't put in hours, but we were just kind of got back into it after like 2 years of not playing it, and just been doing it. So
I keep almost reinstalling it because that expansion looks like it might be good. It's coming out, and I'm like, no, I can't do this again, man. I have this Tetris addiction. I can't have a crippling second addiction. No, I can't do both.
Yeah, I don't think I have an addictive personality. So the people that like were like, oh man, there's nothing to do. And I was like, actually, well, okay, there's nothing to do. I'm going to play something else. You know, it's fine. You know, the people that like played so much and they had like my hours in Destiny 1 was like maybe 500 and the other people were like 1200 and stuff. And I'm like, how can you do this, dude? There's other things to play. You can just do your weeklies and play something else. Like, come on. Like, what are you doing?
To be clear, 500 is
that's a lot of hours. You have more hours in that than I had in Monster Hunter, and bro, that's so many hours.
Yeah, like 500 is a lot, but then that's like nothing compared to like a lot of the hardcore people.
I think that those are like people who don't maybe like to play that many other video games. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I like so many different kinds of video games that I just, besides like the 15 minutes of Tetris every day, I just want to keep it moving. I
have a Division addiction, so I can't really speak, but I've seen someone that makes videos and he showed his time played in the Division 2. and it's over 1,000 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
It's a lot of time.
I don't think I've done anything for 1,000 hours.
Their youth spent playing maybe 2 sports for 7 years straight. I may have gotten 1,000 hours.
I might have half that in jiu-jitsu over like a decade. Like it's off and on, but like that's a lot to me. That's a lot out. Like that's a lot of time for one game when there's like thousands of games and I want to play them all.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not like it was like when like the 360 first hit and you were like, holy shit, the new Shrek's coming out. We got to get it. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
It's like there's so much to play.
It's not like there isn't other stuff to play. Like we're not in a drought. We're in the everybody dump your game before the new consoles come out time, which is actually kind of busy, weirdly. So I don't know.
I don't understand how the new consoles can come out when we're all broke. Because like, how many of us haven't been at work? Like, and they're probably going to sell out of these new consoles, and it's just like, how
they're going to produce less though. So you're going to end up with a situation where it looks like they sold a ton, but they're not going to be able to make as many.
Or they could just do the PlayStation thing where they just count the ones that they shipped, not necessarily.
Yeah, they've all been guilty of that over the years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because I mean, the power that I know the Xbox is more powerful, but they're both very powerful machines. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless they're going to like eat some money, they're going to be around $600.
I could see Microsoft eating cash on this because they don't give a crap about the hardware. They want to sell you the service over years and years. They don't care. Sony, though, I don't know, $599 US.
Sony is that last contestant on The Price is Right who gonna undercut the last person before going.
They're just gonna wait. Yeah,
they're just gonna be like, y'all $4.99.
$1. I bid $1.
Another one. They'll take $50 off the top and call it done, and then they'll rip all the cables out of the box and make you buy your own.
Right.
I'm not mad.
When they took Linux out the box right after.
We actually bought a bunch of the PS3s for when I was in grad school to use that on because they were pretty powerful boxes for like research purposes for like churning calculations. And we had like a rack server of those things, and people were pissed when that feature got removed.
Yeah, remember that folding at home shit?
Yeah, I think I used my PS3 for that. Did I use my PS3?
I use it for a little bit.
That obelisk, by the way, I still own my original fat PS3. That thing looks like the marker in Dead Space. Like that thing is going to kill everybody. Don't turn yours on. Don't turn it
on. Mine doesn't turn on anymore.
No, mine makes a lot of noise, so I turn it right
Mine
on.
Doesn't turn on anymore. So
mine's very sad.
It kind of sucks.
I got my PS3 Slim in the back, man. I've been playing the original Ni no Kuni on it.
No,
that game's good.
I ain't had no Slim. Mine was straight up Foreman grill.
Yeah, me too.
Shiny ass Foreman grill.
Turn that on its side, man.
I love that Slim, man. But it had the manual fucking put the disc in and everything. Nothing ain't getting stuck in that bitch.
I liked the Slim because the Slim had the clicky turn on button instead of the capacitive buttons that my dog liked to turn on with his tail. Or my cat would come over and touch because cats are jerks, and they would turn the PS3 on, and then I would hear this freaking jet engine take off in the living room. I'm like, damn, cat. It's 3 a.m. It's memories. It was fine. We'll have a whole new piece of hardware to not buy right away.
Remember that guy who killed his 360 because he didn't open his PlayStation turned on while it was in the glass cabinet and the door wasn't open, and he killed his 360 because that motherfucker let off so much heat.
It's so hot and it's so big and chunky. Like that thing needs open air. It needs some fans. It needs a cool beverage. Just it's ridiculous.
I need a cold pop. So the rumor is that the PS5, with how large it is, in order to allow venting. But I was reading that the rumor that the PS5 actually isn't going to sufficiently vent air, and that the prototype that they have, the design for it right now, is actually just going to be a temporary prototype, and they're going to replace it within like the first 18 months.
That's a Sony. They've done this before. Like that's a Sony special. Do you guys remember the PS2? And how the lasers went bad, and you got the PS2 Slim where you could flip the thing open. Yeah, that was a good console. The second time,
I've never had a Sony product that has actually lasted.
I am on my second PS2. I have the Obelisk PS3, but I don't boot it because I'm afraid. I have a Slim.
My PS4 has only lasted because I don't use it.
I have my original PS4 in the house. I have a Pro in the basement, and Don, my husband, still uses it, but he's like, it's mad, and I'm like, well, yeah.
Both of my Xbox and my PS4 are both originals. They're not the upgraded versions.
I
had an
Xbox.
But
who puts the console like shoved into an entertainment center anymore?
I don't. Mine is completely open on the sides. You know what? Like middle class people totally still do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that would be like putting your PC inside of a desk. Like,
yeah, people do that too. I feel like moms who buy consoles for their kids do that.
Yeah.
Like, who don't understand technology and just shove it in there because that's their pretty entertainment center, and it's like whatever. It hurts my soul when I see pictures like that. I'm like, open the damn cabinet.
Yes. Let it breathe.
Let it breathe. It's like, don't wear your underwear too tight. Don't keep your consoles locked up.
Exactly.
Bad news. It's got to breathe.
Yeah. Airflow.
It's always back to
all about airflow.
Scar's like,
Hey, let
it breathe. All about
it's just get warm. It's bad. Things don't work right. Okay.
Does not.
Look.
Does not.
This podcast needs some airflow.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so we talked about games. Like, I'm not even going. We kind of talked a lot, so I'm not even going to go that far into anything else. I want to know, is there anything that you're excited about other than like Cyberpunk and stuff like that? Like, what are you excited for?
You think this is weird, but there's have you heard of a game called Fury? It was free.
Yeah.
FURI, like it was almost a boss rushy type of.
Yeah. Well, that developer is making a JRPG style game that's co-op to where you play the boyfriend and girlfriend, and it's only couch co-op. So it's intended to play with like your wife or your girlfriend, and I'm actually super excited about that to like play with Amber, and because cool. Because it is turn based, but you get each player gets their own turn, and then it's like the story and all that, and it looks really cool as like a co-op experience, and it's very, very stylistic and pretty.
So if you said JRPG, I'm out.
Well, it's not a JRPG. It's just kind of.
You said like. You said no. If it's anything, I'm out.
Because you are a JRPG bigot.
I mean, he knows who he is.
It's like the conversation that you were having earlier. Like, why do I need E3? I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know what I want when I see it, and it's nothing to do with the JRPG.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's called Haven.
Okay,
but
I want to check that out because I liked Fury. Fury was cool.
Shit. I got it on PC and PS4. That thing is nice, man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful game. That was fun.
But the release date still says 2020. It doesn't have like an actual date.
We're getting to the end, kids. It's the last quarter. It's the final countdown, if you will. There it is. I can't not do that. I knew someone would do that, and I
was going to do it too, but I knew Scar was coming, so it's all good.
No, didn't we just have this conversation last episode?
Yeah.
With Rashani? Yeah, we just had the final countdown conversation.
I'm a human jukebox, so when I can insert like a song lyric or get someone started, I do it every time. I'm a monster.
Oh, I'm a jukeboxer. Like, I do that all the time.
I get along. Yeah,
people don't love this about me. My husband rolls his eyes and walks out of the room often. Right. Or he goes, "What song is that even?" And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, my girlfriend does that because, I mean, first of all, she's white, so like she doesn't know like if I talked about some obscure like soul song or something,
we're not gonna know,
like early 90s rap song, and she's just kind of like,
I got a bunch of those because I grew up with a bunch of people who listened to him, but my husband did not. Like, he was from a very white township in New Jersey, so when I do that, he just goes, "What?" I'm like, oh.
Forget who you were talking to sometimes, right?
Yeah. I need more friends who know rap music, Don. God.
You're just like, what biology to study of Wombo? It's elementary, SpongeBob.
I just yell, which Reba McEntire song would you like? All right? What do you want from me? Shit, I'll do country. If I have to, do we want Garth Brooks? We can make Garth Brooks.
Find Reba McEntire, but it's like chopped and screwed.
You know what? I bet you that exists, and I would listen to the shit out of it. Reba's a bad bitch.
You know something that I thought was weird? one time, my girlfriend, I mean, of course she's white, so she likes country music and I fucking hate it.
I don't like it either.
But one time there was we were talking about some, song, and I put up my, San Andreas disc, and I pulled up the country station in San Andreas, and I knew all of those songs.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like,
I don't
even know what this shit is.
This is not country music. I get that from my husband a lot.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Oh, if you got country fans, it's like this new country. They ain't about that new life.
He's very old school. There's a lot of oh my God, he's a 40-year-old white man. So he does the thing where he turns on the country music TV station in the morning, and that's how he wakes up and makes breakfast. So I come up, come down, and I'm just like, this is too early for this shit. I can't do this before 10 a.m.
The conversation that I love listening to with country music fans, especially people who listen to modern country. Mm-hmm. Apparently modern country just started with snap music, using snaps instead of a snare.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of new modern country. They all have that kind of just kind of a snap. And seeing country music fans go the fuck off when a new song comes out and is basically country's version of snap music. We went through this all, years ago with Laffy Taffy.
This is country music's always a couple decades behind. You gotta let them catch up.
You gotta let something pass before you take it.
Yeah, then it's new all over.
But watching people who hate modern country, and there's this guy who did this whole video, and he kept playing all of these songs with these snap music, and I was like, oh yeah, that's basically the country equivalent to Laffy Taffy. We went through this already.
We did this.
Yeah, and those conversations, just being on the outside of those conversations and not saying anything is hilarious.
I love the idea that you're watching YouTube videos of people arguing about country music. This is the story I now have in my head with your no ads. Okay. You get the VPN thing up front, but then they're fighting about country music. This is my favorite thing to envision you doing on Friday night.
No, because
I like to watch people fight about country.
This is what happened. There's this guy who basically, this guy, I started watching a few of his videos around the same time of the Old Town Road controversy.
Okay. Oh God.
And that kind of opened me up to a few of his other videos. And then I found out that the guy's from somewhere in Virginia. Turns out he's from Charlottesville. So, that just kind of opened me up to his criticisms of country music, because I have my criticisms,
sure,
but I wanted to know what were the criticisms from an actual country music fan. So I watched a few of his videos, and it's hilarious.
It's some funny shit. I love listening to people argue about country music because it is.
It's all fruitless, right?
It's one of the whitest arguments you will ever watch. And I say this as a middle-class white woman from New Jersey. I've had some white-ass arguments. I have Karen'd before things have happened, okay? But when you watch two people fight about country music, and one likes modern stuff and one likes old school stuff, it's up there. It's, oh boy. I just want to be you should just play beer pong while you do this. There's no other way.
Right. Make it happen.
Just get rid of the horses. What are we even doing? Oh.
I get. How do you spell Karen? That's an alternate show title. I have Karen before.
Karen.
Apostrophe ed. I have Karen.
Oh, Karen. Before. I would just do apostrophe d. Karen before.
Yeah. The apostrophe.
Every new mother has Karen'd at least once. Every mother with an first infant has Karen'd one time.
What is the male version of Karening? Is it Carl?
I call it Garen. I call it Garaning because I think that's guy Karen.
I thought it was Kyle.
Kyle, Ken, like a Ken and Barbie type of thing. I've heard
of Ken. Yeah, I've heard the Ken.
You know what? Do they still make Kens? Because the last Ken that I know of is Pimpin' Ken. Like, with
the shirt all the way down, unbuttoned, and the purple.
Oh no! What really?
Yeah, Pimpin' Ken, like the real Pimpin' Ken. Yo, his hoes was like crazy because they walked behind him all the time with their heads down. They were not allowed to make eye contact with anyone that he didn't tell them to make eye contact with. It was the weirdest fucking thing ever. It's weird. Like, you watch like old pimp stuff, and then like you see them just kind of walking and their heads are down, and they just kind of like there, and it's just like, all of your hoes do that? Yes.
Well,
nigga, all my hoes do that.
Well, I have to retract a little bit because Kyle's actually like they smash a lot of Monster and Punch walls, and they blame a lot of things on their stepdad Jerry.
Okay. Okay.
Jerry
is a stepdad.
Jerry. That's pretty good. Every time my dog gets sassy with me, I'm like, stop garroning me, dude. Like that just become the joke in our house because I just think it's funny to say. So, man. But he talks back to me. I'm like, you're not going to see my manager, Garen. All right, calm down. I am the manager. This is my house.
So what I'm looking forward to, man, I'm looking forward to two things, Mike. I'm looking forward to the thing you put in the chat the other day, man, the Black Myth Wukong. Have you seen that?
I was so good by that video. Like, I don't.
So Elaine, if you enjoyed Enslaved Odyssey to the West,
I did. Yes.
So it's the same tale, off a monkey, like Son Goku or whatever, and Monkey, right? Because Dragon Ball Z is based off the same story. Anyway, It is basically looks like a next generation version of that game combined with like a Sekiro.
All right, let's go.
And it's a progressive, it's an action RPG with progression and everything. Look,
what's this called again?
Black Myth Wukong.
I'm writing this down.
It is legit. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, do that because I don't want to write things down. My handwriting's real bad.
I don't think I shared it.
You can't even read it yourself.
Oh, it's super bad.
There you go.
Yeah,
so it's the one
I didn't share it to our Discord. I shared it to the other one because I knew I put it somewhere that I knew Blue was going to see it.
Yeah, he was like, Blue, this is all you. Yeah, I'm about to put it in here now, Scar. So yeah, it's legit. So I'm looking forward to that. And then also the rumors have been picking up about the Mass Effect trilogy remaster.
I don't want them to break my heart. Stop rumoring it. Just do it or tell me you're not gonna.
Just do it. Right? Just
either way. Just let me live.
Right. Let Shepard live.
I'm on the edge.
Live. Right.
I keep wanting to go back to Mass Effect 2, and then the rumors start picking up, and I'm like, I'll wait, and then it doesn't happen, and then I like cry, and then the same cycle. Right. So that's where my heart is at right now. Like those two, and then like I said, of course I'm waiting on Cyberpunk, but like that Black Myth looks legit. And then if I can get the Mass Effect remake, what they're rumoring in October, let's go.
Yeah, why would they release it in October and you have N7?
N7 because N7 is only like a week before stinking Cyberpunk, and everything is trying to get out of its orbit. So they're trying to release it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think someone else said this too. That it's not that Cyberpunk was delayed because it needed it to be delayed, but it makes sense that Cyberpunk was delayed so it could align with the
next console,
the new consoles, because other things had to be delayed that would have been released with the new consoles.
Halo.
Don't start that. Why you gotta?
Salute.
My favorite thing about the Halo thing, briefly, is that the cans that you can buy that have codes on them, like the monster cans or whatever tie-in they have, those codes expire before that game's going to come out now. And I think that's hilarious. Shit's so funny. I'm like, the marketing people really messed that one up.
That marketing machine was rolling, and you can't... It's a ship. You can't just turn it around. You got to do a slow turn.
Yeah, that's a big game. That's a whole problem.
It wasted so much money.
I didn't even think what I saw was that bad.
I think if you're playing Halo, it's fine. It's when you stop the video and look at the Halo too long that you're like,
Yeah. I don't think it looked.
Look a give Halo in the mouth. Like you can.
Third show title.
Well,
really good too.
Oh no, that would be the 5th.
Yeah, there's been a lot of dumb things. Most of them come out of my mouth.
Yeah, I don't think it looked bad as of I think when people were like, "Oh, well, it just looks like Halo," I was like, "Yeah, the art style's fine." But the thing, when it first started, I was like, "Man, this looks great." But my main thing is when he was on the elevator and you start seeing major pop in, you're like, "Why'd you show this?"
Yeah.
Why would you?
If they couldn't cut a clip where that stuff wasn't happening, then that game needs to get pushed. Like, it's just that simple. You cannot drop a new piece of hardware in a game with texture pop in 2020 for that much money. You just can't do that.
Not a flagship game, not a game.
No, not like that. That's all
of your gaming franchise. You can't do it.
That's the only real big one they have left. That one in Forza. Like, those are their two, and like they want to sell you Game Pass, but if you're going to put out a Halo game, it's got to be perfect at this point, I think.
Yeah, I find it funny though how you just jumped over Gears though. That's funny. It's hilarious.
I did that because I feel like they haven't said shit about Gears in many years
but
now.
Gears is fucking done. Like, stop making Gears games. Like, seriously,
you should finish 5. I just want them to finish that storyline, and then I'm fine with that. Like, I want my one more because I want to see where that goes.
4 was fucking horrible.
4 wasn't great.
4 was as bad as I feel like Halo 4 was.
You know what? It's the problem that both of those games had, where they came off of an end of a trilogy that was excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Gears 3 was excellent. Exceptional. It was and so was Halo 3.
The only cool thing about 4 was the end. When you're in the fucking mech suit. It was like, why the fuck did you wait?
Also, the Horde stuff in 4 was pretty good. Like, if you played that game with people, that was fun. But like,
the Horde mode in 5 was really good.
The Horde mode in 5 is really good. 5 is fun. I like 5 a lot.
I watched the end of a Horde. Like, I was doing something else. I think I was playing Division, and then I saw Blue and them playing Horde right at the time where they were like level 40 something and got fucking
40.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's happened to me.
And as soon as I got there, they got wrecked.
This is why I don't play video games with people anymore. I'm just going to embarrass myself.
It's tough. Ace was like, we could just start it back up at like level 45. We're like, nah, Ace, you got to start all the way from 0, son.
Oh, it's so depressing. That's the most heartbreaking.
All right. So before we wrap this up, I got 2 things.
Okay.
One, the homies over at EDG called it a show.
Yeah.
And it's, being around them in a space where not a whole lot of people are in on, I kind of saw it coming. But it's really sad to see them, just come to the conclusion that like doing a show is just going to be too difficult. And it's really kind of hard to see your brothers, put their mics down. Like you've seen a lot of people come and go, put their mics down. And there's times where I wanted to put mine down. There's times where I walked away for months. But like to see some people that you truly consider brothers, put their mics down. It didn't feel good. And I didn't really want to say anything. And all of them are still brothers to me. But it kind of hurt a little bit. I don't know. It just kind of hurt a little bit. And, we've seen a lot of people put their mics down over the years. I mean, shit, like both of our guests.
Do what you gotta do.
I got these kids, man. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny because, it happens like life. Every time a podcast that I've listened to for a long time or people that I've known in this game have to do that or feel like they have to do that, it makes me genuinely sad because there's some really talented people and fun people that life just plays their hand or they just can't make it happen anymore. And it's always a bummer. You don't want to see that.
There's talented and fun people, and then there's AZ Rockslide.
I couldn't help it.
I couldn't help it.
Heartfelt moment.
Help it.
This is why I like you so much. Because you can't
I couldn't help it.
Hashtag pity.
AZ knows I love him. And then also, here's the thing. When I went to go post the last show, I realized that the downloads for the show had quadrupled all of a sudden. And I cannot figure out why. And then I went and, I'm on Libsyn. So like Libsyn keeps really good stats. And I went back and somebody decided one day that they were just going to download all of the shows that are on Libsyn. All the way back to the beginning, when at the previous incarnation of the show, where we switched to Libsyn, they went back and downloaded all of those shows. So like and then it was weird because it wasn't like it was just one download. Even like the very first show on Libsyn had like 4 downloads, and all of the stuff had like 3 or 4 downloads. And I'm like, yo, this is really cool, but like no one's really talking. So no one has really said like, hey, I went back and found your show and you're awesome, or anything. Like I just the numbers just ballooned all of a sudden, and I don't even know who to thank for this. You know what I mean? Like, because that stuff makes you feel good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Like the numbers quadruple.
It's the Destiny numbers go up feeling. It's a good feeling. And but it's on you, stuff you're creating. So it's an even better feeling. I feel that.
Absolutely. So whoever you are, and wherever you are, thank you. But also reach out, because I want to know, like, what's the deal? Because at one point I thought it might have been my child. Because I recently, before she went home, we had a conversation, and I let her listen to the show of the Angry Mailman show where I got drunk, for the first time. And so she had finally sat down and listened to a podcast other than the podcast that I was on, the one that her and I did like years ago.
That Bubba wanted to kick your ass.
The Angry Mailman show, yes, absolutely, the one where he wanted to kick my ass because I was being a jerk, because I was drunk for the first time and no one told me how to mix drinks. Actually, people had probably told me how to mix drinks that day. I didn't care, so I didn't.
It's 50% whiskey, 50% air.
No, it's I was mixing vodka and soda half and half.
Yes. So 50% whiskey, 50% air. In a very large plastic cup.
Like a big gulp?
And basically. So that wasn't fun. But yeah, so that's what I thought it might be. But like, I talked to her and she just kind of like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know who this is. And it, so it just it's kind of weird, but like, also like, thank you, whoever you are. That was really an awesome feeling to just pop in and go to post a show and it's like, yeah, but you've already had all of these downloads and that's fucking dope. And it's just like, that is fucking dope. Thank you, whomever you might be. And it seemed like it's more than one person because none of the shows had like one download. It was like between 2 and 4 of each. Which was kind of cool. So, I just wanted to mention that. Shout out to the homie Mike J, who keeps sending me messages. He sent me a message for Chase, with a metal version of a song that he mentioned last show. Which I thought that video was kind of weird.
It was the Rasputin disco.
Yeah, but see, like, so apparently the song is like what, German?
Yeah, the band's German, but the singers are Jamaican.
Yes, the band is German. The singers are Jamaican and black, singing about a Russian. Like, I don't understand.
I need to go lay down. What?
Right.
I wasn't prepared.
And the way that the guy is dancing is just kind of like, whoa.
I'm gonna need somebody to link me to whatever this nightmare is at some point, please. Because I needed to go side by side. I need picture in picture with my flan recipe videos. So.
I will totally send you that link.
Thank you.
I still have it right here. Because I pulled it up during the last show and then I clicked out of it because I don't really use my computer very often. So it was still here. That one.
Okay, good.
It's in the chat. All right.
Yeah.
Don't click the view together in room or we're all going to watch it together.
I'm not clicking. Nothing. Right? All right. Hands right.
We will all end up watching this and no one wants to do that. But yeah, man, I think we had a pretty fun show. I think our yearly outing, has been fruitful. I really want to figure out a way to do this more than once, a year. But like the August just kind of works. Mm-hmm. And like, so like, trying to do like an August, April just kind of doesn't work the same.
Well, I mean, maybe it's not an all guest, but maybe at least we should do the just us four in February. You know,
that would be great. I'm always down to be on the show. I always have a blast. Like, you guys are a welcoming, ridiculous bunch of human beings who I like very much.
Great. I mean, where else you going to talk about flying?
Recipe. It'll be like German chocolate cake next time.
And, I have 5 show titles. I got 5 show titles out of this.
I am very good at generating quotable moments. It's the only skill that I really.
I think.
You gotta own it.
Yeah, I think 3 of the 5 are directly from you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
So again, thank y'all. We really need to do this again sometime soon. I think February will probably be a good time.
February is literally 6 months from now.
Perfect. Then I get 2 times a year, and it's almost like I'm podcasting again, which I need to figure out a way to do more because I miss it. So
you're literally podcasting in some other castle.
I thought about going back to Audio Boom and doing like short little podcasts on my own. I would seriously considered that.
Well, speaking of doing more content, I was thinking, because I did that Humble Bundle thing, which I was going to do that next video and I never did. But I was thinking about either doing that, just putting more content on the YouTube. Now, there was an idea I thought of like 6 years ago or but that was for my own YouTube, but maybe doing it here. Well, not here, but on the Geeks on Raw YouTube, is just going through a lot of the games that I really liked in like 2007, like right around when I first got the 360, and like not like a let's play, like just like maybe play an hour of it and just like talking about it, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Rashani is doing with the hindsight movie reviews, where he's going back to these movies that he watched as a young person and watching them again now, and just like, does this thing still hold up?
Yeah,
Vampire in Brooklyn, probably.
Why
are you like this? Why are you like this?
He's released for I was on The Boys in the Hood.
Wow.
He's done New Jack City, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, of course, and Above the Rim.
Belly? Oh, he hasn't done Belly.
Oh, Belly is
coming.
Belly. Oh,
it's
boy,
coming.
That's
it's coming.
I own that.
I've seen the list. I'm linked in on the list. Belly is coming.
I love that film.
We talked about Juice on the last. We talked about Juice on the last episode, and he said he doesn't like Juice. Which I am.
Well, there's a lot of like strange names that you wouldn't think would be associated with the movie that is like Juice and Belly. Like, why are they named these names?
Why does it feature DMX?
Right.
Belly is a whole thing to unpack. Okay,
right.
Belly is. I don't have enough time.
Belly is like one of those. No one. You know, here's the best part of Belly. The best part of Belly is every time Method Man shows up, something is getting ready to happen.
Yep.
Like the moment where you're just sitting around on the porch, just kind of chilling, and there's a loose pit. Like that's like. Is that your pit, dog? Is that your pit? Like that's every time Method Man shows up, is that your pit, dog? Like, is that your pit, dog?
You watch that film.
Now. 6 show title.
Method Man is in probably one of the most widest movies of all time, which is
one?
Garden State.
Oh damn, that's right. That's up there. You're right. That's I forgot about that. Method Man shows up in some weird films. Like Method Man just pops up like, hey, I had a free hour. I was on the set. I just walked onto this film and I ended up on it.
Him and Mary J. Blige are going to be playing in the new Power spinoff.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
I like Mary J. Blige a lot.
You know what? I did not like Mary J. Blige as an actor until Umbrella Academy.
I was just going to say, my husband recently started watching Umbrella Academy, and I'm like but I didn't care about her as an actress before that. But now I'm just like, wait, when did you get good at this? This is all right.
She played in some movie. It was a Netflix movie, and it was like some, I don't know if it was like a slave movie or like Old South movie with black people. And she apparently she got nominated for some awards for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she played in that movie, and I think the dude who plays the snitch dude in all of the Marvel Netflix shows was named Turk.
Yeah.
I think her and Turk starred in that movie, and apparently she got really good feedback from that one.
Huh.
So apparently she can act.
I think I know this movie.
She still can't dance. It's called Mudbound.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that. Like, yeah, okay, that was a 2017 joint. It's just she's been in a lot more films than I thought. Now that I'm looking at this, and I'm gonna have to that rabbit hole's for later. Huh. Now I can't stop thinking about Belly though. Damn it!
The intro to Belly is fantastic. Yep. The rest of the movie is.
It's fine. It's not terrible. It's weirdly not terrible. You expect it to be bad.
And what happened to Hype Williams after that? Like, he just kind of disappeared.
Was that a career ender? Do you really want to go out on that one?
He was the music video dude, and then all of a sudden he just kind of disappeared after that movie. Like, he disappeared the way that we hoped Brett Ratner would.
Bye. Yeah, just ghosted. Just gone.
Didn't Brett Ratner direct, what was it, X3?
That movie was so bad it makes me actively angry.
Yes.
I get pissed off about that film.
The guy who plays the tough guy in all of these movies actually said, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," in the video.
It was
in the movie.
I remember sitting in a theater watching that and looking at my now husband and saying, I might have to leave this film. And I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie.
Right. I mean, you can't really say meme because that was before memes, but it literally quoted internet stuff.
Yeah, like it hurt my soul, and it was like my favorite story, and they messed it up. So I was like very salty. I'm still mad.
I still love that video though. I'll beat your ass, Charles. I'll beat your ass with Charles. Like,
my favorite part,
because we can laugh about it. Then it was so
my favorite part is like he's doing something totally different, and then like Charles like comes in. He's like, "What the fuck, Charles? Like, why are you in this scene?"
Oh god!
When what's the name? Gladiator show? That was my suit made out of Laffy Taffy. Oh, okay. We got to end this.
Yeah, this has to go. We have to go.
Yeah. Also, thank y'all for being on. We're gonna make this thing happen again really soon. And shout out to everybody who's been checking us out. Shout out to whoever has been downloading all of the episodes. That's really dope. And
you know what else is dope? Marijuana. It's literally dope. But anyway.
See, he had to try. We almost got through the whole night.
That was a dad joke, bro.
Right.
And I like you so much.
And he's the youngest in
I say this from a place of love. I'm X3 mad about that.
Do you want to hear the one of the best new dad jokes?
Okay.
A man walks in a bar, orders a Corona and 2 Hurricanes. Bartender says that'll be 2020.
She's actually frustrated now.
No, I'm mad because I'm gonna hear that joke from my husband, completely unrelated, in like 3 to 5 days. I almost guarantee that shit's in the mail directly into his cerebral cortex, and I'm gonna get that joke, and then I'm gonna punch him. It's gonna happen, and I'm not sorry.
Oh my god! All right, I think we're done here. Thank y'all, and peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Peace out, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Later.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Look, I'm telling you, Walt. All right, I ain't gonna talk.
Or we could go 45 more minutes and like make this a 3-hour show.
No, thank you.
It's like Gilligan's Island. It's a 3-hour tour. There's the white joke. There's my white joke. All right? God damn.
So I figured out how to pull a timer in on Whereby, y'all. So you can like make your show notes and stuff as you go.
Show notes?
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about that at the beginning of the show.
That's true. Airflow.
I'm just gonna walk around my house tomorrow just randomly saying airflow and seeing which of the 2 males in my house goes, yeah, man, first. Like who's like, yep. I want me some of that.
Right. You know what? Just get you find your you say you do laundry, so find your husband's blown out drawers and just say that they have air vents
Yeah, no, that's what I like to. I like to like put those up somewhere. Like you got to throw the under. I'm not doing it. You have to be the one to say goodbye to old trusty blue draws that are like fucking stretched out. And why do y'all let them get so bad?
Skid marks.
Because ain't nothing wrong with him.
Is it functional utility?
Does he got skid marks?
No, he's there. I have a 10-year-old son though, so I got that.
The moment that I go to throw them away, I always hear my dad's voice like, "Ain't nothing wrong with them drawers."
It's still good. Yeah, it's still good.
It's still good.
It's still good. My husband says it's still good to me at least once a week. No, sir, it's not still. You can. There is no support left. They're not still good. That's asking for a pension. Right. That's what's going to happen.
You just got to appeal to his accountant side. Look, no, I can get you a 6-pack for $13.98.
What that man has Amazon socks. In maybe the daddest move of all damn time. He wears white Dickies socks. I love him so much.
Wow.
And he waits. When he gets a pair of socks and there's a hole in one, he only throws away that sock. He keeps the other
not
sock.
The pair. Not
because that one's still good.
Because when I bought them as a pack. So when another one gets a hole, I throw that one away, and now I have a pair.
Now it's even again.
So I find
I got a whole corner of my sock drawer with miscellaneous
socks. It's crazy sock day, bitch. They don't match. It's fine.
Well,
that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for him to try to walk out my house with one black and one white sock and be like, "It's crazy sock day." I'm like, that is the whitest ass version of crazy sock day.
But kids do that. Kids love that. Kids love when
kids are cute. Grown ass 40-year-old men can't do that. What are you doing?
Not when he out here trying to balance a ledger, dog. He don't need to be out here.
He made a real good joke about ordering sneakers in the mail. He's like, "It's cool. My New Balance sneakers in white. I'll be here soon." I'm like, I fucking swear to God, if you bought Dad sneakers, your ass has been in the garage.
White?
No, he doesn't buy. He buys black sneakers now because he knows that he's going to mow the lawn in them.
Yeah, because New Balance in white almost look like the orthopedic specials.
They are. They're the dad shoe. They're the ultimate white suburban dad shoe.
No, I'm gonna tell you, they look like those Nikes that they were burning when Nike supported Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, that's right. All the white people with the Nikes, the plain white Nikes.
Yeah, you know the ones with the thick ass sole. For some reason, those got a thick ass sole for no reason.
They do because they need the support for the orthopedic inserts they're going to put in those fucking shoes. And then they always take the ones that are busted up. The ultimate suburban white dad move is to take the busted ones and put them by the back door because you're going to mow the lawn in those, and they're going to turn green. So you got the nice Nikes or New Balance, and you got the green ones.
See, I bought one pair of New Balances in my life. And they're like dark gray or whatever.
That's all right.
And I was like, you know what? These are not good shoes.
No, they're bad.
Those are the ones that I cut my grass in. I'm like,
yeah, see, like you did the dad move, except you didn't buy another pair. You bought good sneakers.
Right, exactly.
See, I used to buy cheap sneakers, but now I need support. Those shoes, like you buy some cheap sneakers,
they'll mess you up, dude.
Yeah, you're fine for like the first 2 days, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, you feel like you sunk a little bit lower.
That's because those insoles just explode into pieces and they become dust. Yeah,
I had some New Balances and they were very comfortable, but they were black, but the end was orange.
Why?
Why? They can't make an attractive shoe. It's like
they're not marketing them to you, bro.
Under Armour not making cool looking shoes.
You got to hit like $40 and the dads want them, and that's what New Balance is the best at. That and K-Swiss. You talk about how K-Swiss.
No, classic, all white classic K-Swiss. That's the move.
It was a good shoe. It still kind of is, but they got that thick sole too, though, and I don't know how I feel about it.
That's some regular old classics, and you just kind of throw those on with, that's your summertime shoe. Like when you just chilling, you can't do nothing in them.
No, because they're too white.
They scuff up immediately, and they're the worst clean.
That's the shoe people used to get into fights. That and a plain white pair of Nikes. You scuffed my sneakers on the school bus. Those were the two. It was the K-Swiss and then the Jordans that were very white. And it's why are you buying those? Right, so you can get in a fight? Is that what you need? Damn 15-year-old boys.
Right.
No, never.
All right, I'm going to go get some food.
Yeah, I got to go to bed soon. It was nice talking to you guys.
For sure. Same to you. We'll have to do it in February.
Yeah, let's do this again, for sure.
All right, y'all.
Right. Peace.
Later.
Peace out. Okay, how do I get out of this thing now? I guess I just exit.
Yep.
Okay.
Hit the button, Blue. Hit it.
Button. All right. Peace out.
Yeah.